good with it, fellas? Sam, what's
Was good.
Sam? We back in the building once again for the
Cooler,
peoples.
cooler.
Blunt Talk Nola. What's going on out there in YouTube land? How everybody feeling? Y'all sit back, relax. Gonna have a quick one, but a serious one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna try to hold y'all too long tonight. I'm just gonna really just have a discussion with y'all about whatever y'all bring. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna kind of lay back, but I just got a few little things I want to show y'all just to mix everything. And for the audience, I hope they just pay attention to the discussion more than look at anything else, basically. So, uh, how y'all week been going, fella?
Great, great. I tell my children, I have it easy. So
Yeah, definitely having a great week. Nothing, can't complain about anything at the moment. Just getting through this shit. Hope everybody went early voted.
That's what I'm saying. Hope y'all went early Friday. Hope y'all heard my dog, man. Hope y'all went pulled it. The pot, get out that motherfucker.
Oh, you know what? That I'm
Y'all
glad you
got some
mentioned
good.
vote. Can we still write
Yeah.
write in who we want on the ballot at this point, or is it too late for that?
Right in, who on the ballot?
Like your boy, what's that man name, man? The black dude.
He on the ballot.
Oh, he on the ballot, so we ain't gotta write him in if we want to.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
can
I remember you were telling us a lot of people,
He might.
a
He,
lot
in
of
certain states, some states, yeah, but not Louisiana. Louisiana was one of the states that he on the ballot in. But
okay.
they definitely have
From
more
out west,
than
huh?
just the two candidates that they talking about. It's like 8 or some shit all together. But
To be a whirlwind event right here.
for president, I know a lot of people don't know those other people, but they got a few motherfuckers that's running. I didn't know Jill Stein was still on the ballot either, but she one of them that's on there that I didn't know was still on there. Cornell West was one, and they got some other people. I didn't know John F. Kennedy brother was still on there with another party. Like, just they got a bunch of people that's still on the ballot, even though they only talking about them two main people, but
Kennedy one of the ones that's talking about major government reform too.
Huh?
I said I think Kennedy one of the ones that was talking about major government reform. Like, this nigga want to shake shit up real bad.
Yeah, they gotta scrap the whole thing because I'm not agreeing to what he said because I don't know what he said, but I'm just saying the whole thing. If you ain't talking about scrapping the whole system, then you're not actually talking about fixing it.
Right, because in order to fix it, you gotta tear it all the way down and build it back up to include all people. We're not just talking about just the people in the LGBTQ community. We're not just talking about the Asians. We're not just going to talk about the whites, the blacks. We're talking about fixing the system that's been broken for decades. And I look forward to a day where they say, you know what? We got to do this shit right. Like, getting people back their land. Let's get the fuck on away from them. Leave them alone.
I really don't think that they going to come. I think niggas going to have to do it on their own, but I know they got some people waiting for the government to do it for them, but I don't think that's gonna happen because that's like having the upper hand on the enemy and then giving them back the upper hand. But yeah,
it makes sense. Why would they give up the power that they've been holding on to by, I can't even say by a thread anymore. They've been holding on to that bitch with 2 fists.
Christ.
You know what I'm saying? They refuse to let that shit go, and it's like, you see that the shit not working, All these things that y'all doing, all these laws that y'all making, all these, the policies and all these other things that you're doing to keep one section of people down, but now you letting other sections come up. But them same sections that you letting come up is basically looking at the people that y'all trying to keep down and be like, hold up, bro. If you gonna do all this for us, what the fuck you doing for them? And I'm not saying that goes across the board, because there are some people in other races and nationalities that do not look at us the same. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
What's up, brother? Yeah.
That's deep. Jump straight into other news, fellas. Jump straight into
In other news.
Anybody want to go first?
I'll take the lead right quick. I got a couple of them for y'all, bro. And one of them is kind of scary. And it's just weird how people been doing shit and it's just not working out the way they think. This first one here, So it say, buddy burned down his girl house. Well, he said burned down his girl house, burned his girl house down while she wakes him up to tell him she is alive, but his friend who helped him died. Now he going to jail.
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I want you to hear me when I say this. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. I know. You're going to jail. I just want you to know. You set my whole house on fire like that. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Sound like a black chick.
I want to know, was it worth it? You said you burning down my house like that. Huh? You did it. You going to jail. And that other boy died that you took with you. He's dead. You going to jail. I just want you to know that.
What y'all got?
So he burnt the house down and then he just went to the hospital?
He must have got caught up in it some kind of way, smoke inhalation or whatever the case may be, but he wound up in the hospital. And she went to go let him know that the dude that helped him burn her house down died. And so now he going to jail for the murder of the dude and arson. Cause dude died dude probably died in the process or died as a result of committing that crime, which was arson. He the only one survived, but like how you wind up in the hospital is the good question too.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like a full circle thing to me. I mean, fuck, he burnt it down. He going to jail. Cause I mean, the only thing extra I could add to it is, for nigga probably not a strong man or something. I don't know. Fuck, he, whatever it was, made him want to do that. I feel like that was something he could do. Like, niggas be acting like bitches these days, all the time.
Now, what I see, what if that man seeing her would have started coding? What could they have charged her with? Because really and truly, she ain't even supposed to be in there. You feel me?
They can't charge her with shit.
If that man see her face and start having a reaction to her being there, you already hear how ragged his breathing was. What if he'd have started cold and died on his?
He'd have just died. I mean,
Oh.
charge her with fuck emotional distress. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know. I think people lean more toward emotions than actual tangible, realistic shit.
Yeah, it is an emotional world we living in right now, bro. You right about that. I think if people like we I think we done said this more than once on the show. If people start thinking more logically versus emotionally, we wouldn't even see videos like this if people started thinking more logically than emotionally. Because logically,
raise these niggas. Ain't no man. I never seen a man raise a boy and say hit a woman. Never seen it. Your mama tell you if that little girl hit you, hit her back, or your sister, or your auntie, or your grandma. Yeah, they'll say that shit, but not no your uncle, your grandpa, your brother. All them gonna be like, oh no, don't do that. Don't get physical with the woman, type shit. But like I said, niggas is raised by women, and niggas take that and think that's the right way to live. He shouldn't be that emotional. But I get it. I mean, fuck. It looked like he fucked himself up trying to burn the bitch down anyway. So
that's what I was about to get into.
He did.
That nigga stupid.
Yeah.
Still, you
probably stood right there like, fuck that. I'm a watch this bitch burn down.
Nah, I don't know, P. He tripped. But that lady woke him up. He lucky he ain't have a fucking heart attack. His ass would have been going to jail earlier. The other jail, the under the ground jail. So
the under
you could go to your next one, Claire. I don't want to hold this up.
All right, let me get to this next one. And they all pretty much in the same little section. So, oh, this shit here, this one here.
Moment caught on camera. Video obtained by our NBC affiliate Care 11 shows David Matori trimming a tree outside his Minneapolis home Wednesday when, according to court documents, a bullet was fired from his neighbor's upstairs window.
The bullet went down through my neck and then all the way back to my spine.
Matori told NBC affiliate Care 11 he's also recovering from broken ribs and a concussion. Adding, the last 11 months since he and his wife moved in, they've been living a nightmare next door to John Shawshack. Court documents show the victim called police 19 times prior to the shooting for incidents including harassment, hate speech, and verbal threats. It also says Shawshack suffers from mental illness. Shawshack has been charged with attempted murder, but he is not in jail. Police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself and others.
The likelihood of an armed, violent confrontation where we may have to use deadly force with the suspect in this case is high.
That excuse sparking community outrage.
We have to take violent criminals off the street. So I'm not a police officer. I don't know how that gets done, but I know it needs to get done.
Police say Shawshack rarely leaves his home, and the department has not set an arrest date.
We are not going to bust the door down, guns blazing, and get into a deadly force situation, but we will ensure the community will be safe.
Matori says he feels the Minneapolis Police Department failed to protect his family by not arresting his neighbor when they needed them most.
If you're saying you're scared, what does that do to me, Like, you have this body armor, you have professional training.
Dana Griffin, NBC News. Moment caught on.
All right, what we got?
Are they really afraid?
Or do they just want to let him do what he do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You can't sit here and tell me that this man called y'all 19 times prior to the shooting, and y'all never did nothing about it? Violent threats, racial slurs, hate speech. Hold on now.
I just feel like it's foolishness for them to say they can't go get them, but I understand why they're saying that. But I do feel like that's some bullshit. They should be able to go get them. You know, they got SWAT team and all that type shit. They should be able to go get them.
They got everything they need. Everything. Ain't no such thing. You can hit them with a tranquilizer.
That's the saying I was looking for. Ain't no such thing. Right. That's I was waiting on one of y'all to say that. Yeah. No such a thing.
That's what you gonna see. You needed more of a. You needed a tank or something. You got that. So just don't sound right.
What? Think about it. He's 70 something years old.
See, the problem is, and people not gonna say it because niggas be scared and shit. But the problem is that we rely on them people to fix shit and shit for us. Like we say, like we know that it's a racist system, and well, I'm not gonna say racist system. We know that people are racist. You know, Mexicans like Mexicans, Chinese like Chinese, whites like whites, whatever. We know that's how the shit go. But for some reason, when we try to do things, even though just because people got the same skin color don't mean that they can, or none of that type of shit. I just feel like him being who he was, and I get it, if he would have did something, he would have went to jail. But I would have made it look damn sure like I had nothing to do with it, but dude would have got up out the way. I'm just saying, that's just me personally. I know everybody can't feel like that and don't feel like that. I wouldn't have, especially if I called the police 19 times, because it's a lawyer that would have told me that, at this point, well, no. Matter of fact, at that point, I'd have put a restraining order on dude, and the next time I seen him, or peace bond, and the next time I seen him, or he got too close, or we'd have gotten to some shit, I'd have laid his ass out. And that would have been done. But like I said, everybody be, put that trust into the people, and you gotta use whatever type of system that is that they do say they have. You gotta just use that shit against them. Because niggas been putting peace bonds on niggas for years. So, I think that situation could have easily been dealt with already. But, we taught to put the trust into the police,
the system,
and all
put
that
the trust in the system.
I wouldn't say the system, I would say the police, the government, that dumb shit, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I know I would have got rid of dude on my own, especially after making 19 calls. And look what dude did him, shot him. So now he fucking paralyzed for the rest of his life because he won't be nice.
Because he tried to use the system. I'm gonna do it the diplomatic way. I'm gonna call the police.
Good luck with that.
Shit. No, nah. I agree with you, Chop. I did what I had to do one way, and after a certain amount of time, dude just would have had to be dealt with. Like, because if he come out that door and he come on my property, and I done already called the police about this person 19 times, making physical threats of violence towards me, I don't know what your intentions are after a certain point, right? After the 5th time, after the 3rd time, after the 2nd time, all right, I don't know what dude on, but dude done threatened my life more than once. He come over here. I don't know if he got a gun on him. At that point, you got to take legal act. You got to take measures into your own hands, per se. Did he have a weapon? I don't know. But he constantly threatening me, and I didn't want to take a chance of him having a weapon and using it on me, so I used my weapon on him. And if it's documented, then they can't say it wasn't an act of self-defense, because hell, I done called y'all and told y'all about this cat one too many times, and nobody never came did nothing about it.
Peace buying is not like some inconspicuous ass thing. You gonna get a notice that a restraining order put on you, and the person that's putting one gonna have one too. So both of y'all gonna know 100 yards within each other, I'm on your ass.
Right. But being that they stay right next door, that would be like saying, if you see him outside, don't you go outside. Right? But this nigga took a shot at the man from the upstairs window.
That's what I'm saying.
You see what I'm
You know what
saying?
I'm saying? And then just being real, depending on whatever neighborhood that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say the man called and said, "Oh, it was a drive-by shooting. Hey, it wasn't me." What they gonna say? Like, I
don't know.
Me personally,
But
I do it about the way.
But I think that's why having them cameras on your house is very, very important, because
It's not being scary. Like, they give you
yeah.
guns. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the perfect example. The dude work at the water board. He kept getting into it with a nigga at work. Now he got it documented. He was documented that this man was fucking with him at the job.
Right.
Documented all the way. He, every time they had something, he went to other people what's going on. Dude come up to his car after work.
Yeah, that's the one that
Laid him
happened on
down.
Franklin. Yeah,
laid him down. And guess what? He home. Yeah, he went to jail for a little bit while they was in there inspecting, trying to figure out how to stick him with something, but you can't, because the nigga did it the right way. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he had to go lay down for 6 months. And
6 months?
Real. If you work at the water board, money wise,
damn, dog, that's like fucked up.
You going 6 months of money, you gonna have that, because if they fire you or you gotta quit or whatever, you're gonna get your pension or whatever, you're gonna get some bread. So you're gonna be straight that'll hold you over for that little time. Just saying.
This the other
and you're
problem,
gonna be able to come back to work when you finish, because they hire people that go to jail all the time. So,
but this the other problem though. So if they do now, like you say, if you got to go lay down them 6 months, you definitely ain't got no job, unless they really feel like, this situation could have been better prevented by us intervening and getting dude away from him or whatever like that, because quite honestly, he could have did an EEOC thing and depending on how long that shit went on, he could have did EEOC.
It's how you do something, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's how you do
and
nigga,
literally.
I got it told the nigga at work. We had a fight by right. Both of us supposed to get fired. I didn't get fired, but he did. You know what I'm saying? And he got fucked up more than me. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. Like, you just have to do shit right. And I think that even for the people that be going to church and shit, they always be saying shit like
turn the other cheek.
God gonna fight my battle. It is certain battles that God will fight for you, but God gave you the strength to fight some of your own battles too. So, but that's a different story. I don't want to be long with it. Go ahead.
And I think this is the last one, y'all. This is my last one.
Joe, can you knee over here? Knee over here, Joe. Joe, knee over here, Joe. Can you go like this? Knee it? You'll be all right. You're gonna be alive, Joe.
If y'all reading what happened, dude jumped off a building running from the cops and landed on a pole, which yeah. So if y'all reading this, dude was running from the cops, jumped off a building, landed on a pole, which protruded, which went in one spot and came out another, went in the bottom and came out the middle. And dude was still up walking around with that pole hanging in both areas. I don't know how dude survived that. If he survived it, God blessed him. But damn, dog, it ain't worth running from the cops like that, jumping off no goddamn building. And that's just, like I said, bro, I don't know how these people be surviving some of that shit, bro.
That's one of those amazing it's
How did I
what they
survive
talk about
episodes?
spirit between spirit and science or something, bro. That's crazy, right?
Like, how do you that? Like, what's that show? How
This
did I
motherfucker
survive?
looked like one of them fucking soccer courts, table soccer. What you
Yeah,
call that shit?
the table soccer. That's what it is. Foosball.
He
That's
looked
what
like
it
one
is.
of the, he looked like one of them motherfuckers. This shit
On
crazy,
the
bitch.
foosball table. Dude, when I saw that, I was like, they said dude took a pole up his and survived. So I'm like, wait, what happened? So as I went to reading the comments, that's what let me know, oh, okay, dude was running from a cop, jumped off the building. But that's like that dude that was running from the police up on the Crescent City Connection one year and jumped off the bridge and just by God's pure grace missed that fence, landed on his feet, but he broke both his ankles, but he had just missed that fence by a couple of inches. Boy, I was like, ooh, Lord. But that's it for my end of the news stuff, bro. I had one other thing, but it was about a bed that
What you
had
got,
nothing but
Chop?
guns in it. DD504 said, "Are you kidding me?" No, sis, we not kidding.
Y'all be thinking that they have a standard of living, code of ethics, when really they're the scum of the earth, just like the child predators that are in the normal community. What do I mean? DJ Envy, you can't even read social media. You got Diddy in jail for what he's doing. R. Kelly's already in jail for what he's doing. You got all of these things coming out about the abuse of children, the abuse of teenagers, abuse of men, abuse of women. What does he do for Halloween? Parades his 8-year-old daughter that you can see in this video and imitates Little Kim. Has her dressed like Little Kim in the song Crush on You. So what did he just do? Over-sexualize his daughter for pedophiles to take a gander and look at it. Where is the protection? Who's going to wake us up? We are. The children of Israel will wake you up. The thing about entertainers.
So,
Wait, how he thought that was the shit? Like, I'm confused in his decision as well as the the detail in her actually doing the X. I mean, go ahead, P.
I think this is one of those things where people really not looking at the fact that the people who are actually doing this are somehow, in my mind, participants in the same shit that we keep hearing about with Diddy and various other music artists that is out there doing these types of things. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way I'ma let my child dress up like that. Even if it's just Halloween, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna dress my child up like that. And then make a actual music video that was very
Didn't they show
sexual
him in the
back
video
then.
too? Wasn't he in the video?
In the chair.
It's
Oh,
still
okay.
playing. That's why I left the video playing and just paused him talking so y'all can see.
Ain't no way, bro. These people, like, you can't tell me that these people ain't involved in this some type of way. There gotta be. It like, how do you not think in your mind as an adult? This is even if I wanted to do this as a Halloween thing, this is improper for my child, right?
Because all the other little kids as I'm looking is not even dressed like
No,
that. The older one is, but Lil Round, she really then put it on.
right. With no problem. My daddy said it was okay for me to dress like this. So imagine what she gonna think when she grow up. If my daddy let me dress like this just for giggles and laughs.
Since we on celebrities, I got one more for y'all, and then that's it. For me, for another news, but I'm pretty sure y'all heard about this other situation I'm about to pull up. I just feel
Envy.
like,
It's
as a
going down.
dad that has a daughter that dances, she would have never dressed up like Lil Kim, brother. Like, we gotta shut that shit down. It has been times before where uniforms looked a certain way, and the parents collectively, the mothers and the fathers come together and say, no, don't do that because you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. A certain type of
to
decorum
me,
has
it's
to be had.
like, I don't. But see, that's why I say, like, people are not being realistic. You see what I'm saying? Because, all right, let's just use something. Because I've been seeing a
That's a good point.
I don't want to go too far because I know we got, but look, let's just say something as simple as dating, and when this, the men versus women thing with that or whatever. Like, when we was young, as young men, I could ask y'all, but I really could speak for y'all too in this situation too. But not saying older women didn't try y'all, because I could say, we all know older women did, but it wasn't like no shit that was actually going on. Like, it was a thing for women to mess with older men. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a thing. But now I see the trend of older men want to fuck with the younger chicks, and this chick was like, well, as a 35-year-old man, you shouldn't want to talk to a 20-year-old girl because she undeveloped, she ain't got this, she ain't got that. And I do believe that to be true. You shouldn't want to talk to that's just me, but there's men out there that feel like the ones that's his age
Ain't
they
shit.
got passed through already. They can't have kids. They got extra baggage. They got this, that, and the third. So now they trying to do the same thing that the young women was doing by messing with the older men, because they didn't mess with the younger dudes because they didn't have the money and set up and shit. The older nigga, he set up already. He got the experience that the young nigga don't have.
Right.
But not a older nigga saying they won't fuck with the young chicks.
But you also got to look at it like this here too, child.
No,
It's one thing that younger niggas got that older men didn't have.
I'm not saying they started it because I don't know who started it. You know what I'm saying? But I just saying, like, the world we live in, bro. Like, people just got to understand that when you have parties at your house, it's people that get in there and do a little shit that's too much. And everybody know that, right? So what you think people that's having a $100,000 party doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, niggas get fucked up and take bitches home and all type of shit off of $50, $100, $30, $40. I'm just saying. But these people got money. Like money. They wearing $10,000.
Right.
Like, they got
$10,000 watch.
$1,200 shoes and $20,000 watch and $30 chain and $30,000 earrings, and the T-shirt is a T-shirt, but it's a $10,000 T-shirt. Fuck you think they doing? They partying hard too, nigga. Just it's a little too hard. Hold on, wait, here we go. I got this last one, and then but I just want people to think about that. Like,
I was just thinking about the lyrics
they got
too.
more money. They could
like if she was redoing the whole song, yeah, Lil Kim went hard on that song too. What she was talking about too. So if she was singing the song too. No, I don't mean going hard like a good thing, Chop. I mean like for a little girl, she went hard. I'm saying like she went like grown woman. Like she. I being dressed in the bra, all see through. Why you counted? I'm just thinking about the lyrics. Like Lil Kim said some grown woman shit. If she did redo the whole song and shit, that's crazy.
And men, if you
if
your wife did it and you feel like you just went along with what your wife said because you trust her, no, brother.
Yeah,
like,
you tripping.
Sometimes
you tripping.
When men gotta step in, say something. Hello, I'm here. Hello. Not doing that. Not doing it. But I get it, dog. This the second one I had right here. This shit chill retarded. But this is the protection that the older men give the younger girls when, well, we're gonna have a conversation about it. We're gonna see what y'all say.
Bro, imagine you
I'm not imagining.
Let me finish. Imagine you in the same little shirt you had on at the Wild 'N Out show, Duncan. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
what?
God.
What?
Oh God.
The same little shirt you had on.
Okay, all right.
Duncan,
all right.
Bro.
Still think about you. I still think about the red while I'm sitting walking. I've been thinking about your head, thinking about you topping me. Babe, I do this shit for you, babe. I know you be watching me. Put your P, I ain't no pimp, just check out my philosophy. Just tell me how you want it. Tell me you don't want to leave. Tell me come take over me. Let me take control of me. It's 4 o'clock, I powder 3. Fuck little dog, you know he cheat. I'm spoiling all my.
Billy the Duck.
So y'all agree with Shaq or Shaq on some pedophile shit? Let's go.
Beat that, or you want? I go.
I gotta think about this.
He on some. He on some sugar daddy shit. He on some sugar daddy shit. I just like how she walked up with the tightest shorts on, with her cat and everything out. Like,
but then get
so
mad
modest. How modest?
About it.
No, what I'm saying, like, look how modest she walks up on the stage. Like, she don't have that on. She walk up there like, oh, okay, it's
just me,
a sweet little girl. Yeah, it's like modest. Like, nothing you have on says modest, man. It says wilding the fuck out. And Shaq is kind of put his perversion into the WNBA shit, And that's what I'm looking at. Shaq big ass, like, you put them ass shorts on. Y'all hoes start wearing them ass shorts. That's my little thing going.
If you would have sold it, you wear that ass like that,
Strip.
That ass to sell some shirts, you heard? I'm just saying.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he went off for a little minute. He drooling and shit.
Like, now don't get me wrong. If you fucked with her like that, I could see you saying that.
Yeah, if y'all joke like that or something.
You know what I'm saying? I could see you telling her that off the camera. But on the camera is nasty work, son. I ain't gonna lie. That is fucking nasty.
It was a little subjective to the whole WNBA too. That's my point, y'all. It was kind of subjective to the whole WNBA. Basically, it's like you're basically saying that's how they're gonna sell more. That's how it's gonna pop off. He wasn't
I
just
would say
directly
this
talking to her. He went to if you wear them little shorts when you play
on
ball,
the
who she play ball for?
social media right now. The WNBA women are trending for looking like this.
They sexing it up. Because
They been. I ain't gonna lie, and they
They understand it now.
in their defense.
I am not saying they wasn't. I
they
don't know to defend it.
I think people just looking that way now because they been, but
it's
they
a lot of
looking that
nigga
way
league.
now. They looking
It's
hard.
a lot of nigga league, bro. Like it always got the bad name for it because they always had cute girls in the WNBA, but they always got the bad name. But that's the media fault. Just how the media prepping them up now. You see what I'm
Guess
saying?
what?
The
When you was
media
in
is the one
school-
dolling them. So
when you was in
when
school,
they wasn't dolling them,
niggas used to
dyke
mess
shit was
with the
working.
girls that played basketball.
Because they were trying to compete with
It
the
wasn't
men.
like it was
see?
all
And it was
studs
about
and
competing
shit.
with the men. It was about
You see what I'm
competing. They
saying?
made
It
them
wasn't
look
all
extra hard.
studs or fucking, it wasn't studs.
It still ain't like that.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't just lesbians either. Like them girls used to want boyfriends and shit. But yeah, that's the two I had, bro. I just don't agree with Shaq saying the shit in front of everybody like that. I understand what he was saying. And it could have came off. They could have came off a different way.
He went Trump
in
on
front
her
of
ass, huh?
everybody. It looked like you
Grab him
looking
by the
at the other
pussy.
girl like that. You know what I'm saying? And you Shaq. You can't. Well, I mean, in today's world, they will say they want you to treat them like grown-ups, even though they're young. Because they didn't got
right,
past the 18. I'm past 21,
right.
so I'm real.
I'm grown.
Now.
And not
Right.
only that, it's
So,
that
nah,
free
but once
woman's
you pass
world
that-
thing too.
that
Because I can wear
threshold-
what I want without you saying all that. I can
Right.
do all this. I
But
can
once
put
you-
my
once you
ass
pass
out,
that
and you
threshold,
shouldn't
now
say nothing.
everybody, people don't understand. Once you get past the age of for men is 18, for women is 21. Once you get past 18, you don't have to mess with somebody that's 18 no more. You can mess with somebody that's 30 if that's what you want to do. If that's what they want to do. I mean, just being real.
She come on the
it's
podcast
not-
like she about to study though too. You peep that
No,
up?
that's her podcast.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's
She
her
on her
podcast.
then. So she's on her podcast like she about to study.
Right. Look how she dressed on a podcast, but look how you dress out in public.
And
You
when
dress
I'm talking about
conservative for
wilding
your
out,
podcast.
like she went to
Yeah, that wilding out.
That's not. She go to the NBA games like that.
Right.
The Beyonce
But you don't
concert
want
outfit was
nobody
a
to-
fool too.
But look,
Yeah, she go
but
to the
here's
games
here's
like
the
that.
big
Like,
thing.
no,
You don't want
like,
nobody to look at you in a sexually suggestive manner, but you are dressing
But
sexually
exactly,
suggestive.
sexually suggestive.
So you can't.
And that's why I
expect
got a
nobody
dilemma
not to say
with
nothing.
old Reese baby. She like to show off a prize, but then when somebody say, "Hey, look at the shiny," the shiny little prize, it says, it's like it's forbidden. You're not supposed to see it, or where's the curtain to hide it? You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous.
Though.
It's just like the shit with them jokes and
be on
shit.
my
People can't even
BB
joke
right
about
now.
nothing no more. Everybody's so fucking,
Son, I just came
extra
out the mall.
PC and sensitive about everything.
I just
like
came out the mall, son. It's a bunch of, son, and it's not just young women. It's old women in the mall, like you.
Come on.
And if you
Finish
look
it.
at them, or if you glance at them, it's like, fuck you looking at it. Your whole asshole is out.
And you know what?
It's not even a sensual
you know what's
look,
so-
bitch. It's like a what the fuck look. Like I'm not looking like.
I'm looking at, and you know
I'm
what?
looking like, man, what the fuck?
I know that's
know
a
what's
good point,
crazy,
Chop.
though?
You're right, because a lot of that shit is
I think
shocking
people
and
need to let it
surprising.
be known that when they say shit like that, what the fuck you looking at? I'm looking at what you want me to see.
Son,
You want me to see you looking like that? I'm looking at you like you want me to see you.
It ain't about it's they don't care, but you're not supposed to care. You're supposed to think like you in fucking one of them countries where they
I'm
don't
supposed to
wear
act like I'm
clothes
blind. No, I'm supposed to
and,
act like I'm blind.
You know, they
Nah.
just look past the nipples and shit. No, this is America. They sexualize every motherfucking thing. Tell them stop
You
sexualizing shit.
First of all, if you sexualize it yourself, that's all on you. You want to be sexy. You want to be.
You could
you
be
wanna
pretty
be
as you
seen.
want, but the nigga gonna
Look,
remember them cheeks hanging out.
That's all the nigga think of. That's what
saying.
you putting out there.
In layman's terms, to hurry up what you was about to say, P-Dot.
You see what I'm saying? That's what you putting out there.
Just saying.
You want a nigga to see your cheeks? That's what they gonna
Who
see.
cares?
Nigga don't even
This
see your
runs right
face
into
no
my
more 'cause
other
all your
news.
ass hanging out.
Okay, pretty girl.
This runs right to my other news, bro. Because just speaking of the pedophilia thing, and all this stuff going on with the sexual shit that we do sell here in America. There's a lot of shit going on, fella, that they talking about, but they ain't putting to the forefront because it's about everything else, hating each other and shit, hating each candidate and all this goof ass shit. But listen to this shit carefully, y'all. I'm telling you, it's gonna make so much sense about all the research we done did for a minute. Check this shit out.
Herman, thank you. And if you take a look at this map right here, 9 Houston area bars all shut down, and it's for the same dark reason. Authorities say more than 80 human trafficking victims were rescued from these locations.
And this was after a huge raid carried out by the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission on Friday. Fox 26's Abigail Dye has been digging into the story for us here today. She's joining us live from North Harris County with more details.
Anthony, I'm here at Las Margaritas. This is one of the clubs that authorities say was essentially operating as a brothel. As you can see, we have boarded up windows. It seems pretty unkept over here. I'm not sure if this damage is from one of those raids or exactly what's going on, but it's very eerie here tonight. And behind these doors is where investigators say humans were sold like items. It's just one of the 9 bars that the TABC shut down this week with 90-day suspensions. They say they made 4 arrests on various charges related to human trafficking and prostitution and identified 84 victims. They're still evaluating if there are more. This is one of the largest sex trafficking busts we've reported on, and the operations are hiding in plain sight. Tell me about these cantinas and brothels that we see here in Houston. What are they and how do they operate?
So there's lots of different markets actually that traffickers work. Cantinas is one of them, and it's a place where people can go and actually get access. Some people think to women, but it's often children.
This is David Reed, CTO and CMO of Red M, a nonprofit that supports human trafficking survivors. He says that at bars like these, trafficking is hard to spot. Videos on social media from some of the other bars shut down show people laughing and dancing. It looks normal, but Reed says the sex trafficking goes on behind closed doors.
There's a closed off area, and so it's kind of managed up front, and then the deeds are done in the back, and it's kind of managed like that.
Wow, so walking into a place like this, you wouldn't see anything.
It's not as obvious, and everything is designed to be hidden.
Another huge hub for human trafficking. Reed tells me that what happens behind these doors makes up a $245 billion industry worldwide. Just to put that in perspective, that's more than the NFL is worth in its entirety.
NFL.
Now, Reed also had some insight on another huge hub for human trafficking here in
That girl say
Houston,
in its
massage
entirety.
parlors. I'll have more on that coming up.
And when they usually think about this, what that man told y'all, when they usually think about this, they think about women, but it's also children. Go ahead, fellas, what y'all got for me? Or if y'all want me to play it again, I'll play it again.
Yeah, I just think that goes back to what we was talking about earlier too. Like this type of shit. See this. The shock of people is the part that kills me, because like I just said, like these motherfuckers got extra money to be doing shit like this. They have shit set up like this. I was watching a movie, a Tyler Perry movie. The series just came out, and I'm not gonna tell y'all too much about it, but in the back of this strip club, it's a motherfucking free-for-all in the backyard. Niggas fucking in cars on the floor, on the ground. on hoods of cars in the back with the hatchback up. You pay, you go in the back. I'm just like it's crazy, son. Like it's just that's why I think it baffles so many other people because I don't think people really think people be doing shit like this. Like this type of shit really out there. Like when them girls be saying, "Oh, I made $1 million in 1 year." Like she probably did some shit. Like y'all ain't never interviewed. See, that's the thing.
Or ate some
Then I'm
shit.
pass it to
Or
P now.
got some shit smeared on her. Yeah, you're right.
You not. No one talks to the women that go through the shit. That's why everybody think it's a crime, and I'ma shut up after that.
That's a good point. Nobody does talk to them. But I think nobody talks to them because they know they're not gonna get the full truth about what actually goes on
Gonna
behind.
tell them no. Them women gonna say like Buns Forever
Yeah,
said
that's
herself.
perception. I would say that's perception, Pete.
Like Buns Forever said herself.
No, do
We've
you
been
think
doing
they're
this
gonna
since
honestly
we
tell the
was
truth about
14,
what they do to get that?
16 years old.
Yeah.
Them girls been doing. They know it. They know how old they be when they go out there and be trying to do that shit. We was just talking about that. Not all of them do it, but it's they not interviewing the ones that's gonna tell them straight up, like the black chick Janice Hart or whatever her name is. She came out and said, "Yeah, my mother used to let me go. Used to be 10 years old, 11 years old, 4 men to be in the room with me by myself."
Yeah, she did. She did. But
See
I'm
what I'm
talking.
saying?
What I'm speaking on is the ones that didn't
Yeah,
get
could be
into
lying
it
and
at a
shit and be
young
up to
age,
shit. Yeah.
right?
You know.
I'm not speaking on the ones that started off at a young age. I'm speaking on the ones that got in as of legal age. Now we all hear them talk about, yeah, I made $2,000 a night and this and this and this and this. Besides dancing, what were you doing that helped you make that extra that came into the $2,000 a night? You see what I'm saying? Because we know it's some shit that go on in the VIP room. Y'all just don't want to say what it is because you know that would be one, either admitting to prostitution or two, putting that real deal out there saying that this is what we have to do because just dancing ain't getting it. You see what I'm saying? If you gonna do it, tell it all, right? Now for the ones that's been put into the category or I ain't gonna even say put into the category. Ones that put themselves in the category to go out there and lie about their age and start dancing and doing all kind of other stuff. That's a whole nother ball game. Now, speaking of the sex trafficking part, these people were forced in it. And if you look at all the names of the bars that was on there, all of them had a Mexican sounding fucking name.
Orale.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, hold up now. What are we saying here? Are we saying that this is the hubs we need to be looking at now? All these different little Mexican pop-up bars that done started popping up all over the place.
They the main ones. People don't get it. It's easier to
Immigration,
target
right?
fucking 16-year-old, 13-year-old Mexican than a fucking 16, 13-year-old American. That's just
Yeah, they got foster.
Like
Like Chop said, they got them rich motherfuckers out here with whole foster
families.
care center acres. No, like really got this shit set up like like little dorms and shit, and just be holding them kids
got
in them
them churning there
motherfuckers too.
working and shit. They can't say nothing. Don't know
All
nothing.
kind of shit.
Like what
Yeah,
the fuck?
it's.
No, ain't
I'm
no.
telling you,
They
Pete.
take the
Yeah, that
Americans
shit
to
weird,
bring
bro.
them and send
And
them.
them children
Plus,
could
they
run
got a
away from that
movie
shit
about it. I
any
seen
day
this
and
shit,
get caught up
It was
on all type of shit.
the lady was a worker, and
it's fucking weird, though.
They was taking the Americans and sending the
And
Americans.
it's legal too, P. That's the
That's what
crazy
I'm
part about it.
saying.
Go ahead, Chop.
Like, son, I don't think people understand, son. Like, I don't think
And
they
people get
get
tax
it.
credits and everything for holding them kids. That shit weird, P. I'm telling you, it's some crazy shit to say that they don't have no involvement in that. Like the adoption agency, CPS, all these, entities that run these little legs, that runs with the monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It definitely has its connections.
Fucking right. That's what I'm saying. Like the shit it's a long list of shit that actually be going on with that shit, son.
What y'all think about the bus though, right? 84 victims freed. You know what I mean? Women and children. I mean, that's a big one I'm gonna say for Blunt Talk, just hearing that, because like I said, we've been reporting on them type of segments for the minute, y'all. So what y'all think about how big that bus was, and looking at like he said, the foreign part of it, the immigration, the people the people coming over here, and the whole immigration thing, and catching that many bars doing that shit in that same kind of area. Like, what y'all think the significance of that is? What y'all think about that?
I think that says that a lot more needs to be done when it comes to vetting who you letting open up a bar.
And they shut them down for 90 days. So I don't know what that might mean, P. Not to throw a monkey wrench in what you was about to say, but just add that on to. They got the 90-day suspension, the bar owners. So I don't know what that might mean or change in your mind, but just to throw that.
I think the 90-day thing is just for them to get enough time, just like how they did down here with GQ21, Rumors, Club Discovery. Shut them down for a little bit. Let management change hands, even though it's still going to be owned by the same people. We just going to put it in a name or a different name and say it's a new establishment. But when it comes down to it, inevitably you got to start closing places like that down. For real.
Right, though, P. That's the main thing that's going to happen, dude. They going to shut that bitch down. And they gonna reopen somewhere else. And now we gotta do they gonna have to do that same shit all over again to find, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't about to stop. It's sad, but long as people got money to afford to be able to keep those things going, like, fuck, I'm just happy they let all them, they caught all them, was able to free all them people. Shit. That's just all I can say. Because a lot of people don't get freed. So that's the best thing I can say about that situation.
Quick statistic. Human trafficking now leads in sales as far as black market drug or anything else
that could be sold on a black market.
America,
that bitch number one, y'all.
Countries make money off the shit.
Human trafficking beating out cocaine and
methamphetamine.
Yeah, it's beating all that out. Yeah, it beating all that out. So that's how serious it actually is, fellas. And they coming not just from Guatemala, Venezuela, Honduras, and all this shit, where they've tying these places up, right? They're also coming from the Asian areas, the Caucasian areas,
coming from all
Middle
over.
Eastern areas, Europe itself, UK, is.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I remember, I think we
pulled
it
up.
Lot,
you know what I'm saying?
The show before,
and they traffic in all different ways.
How many countries and how much money they make off the shit? Yeah.
Well, the U.S. is number one. The U.S. makes the most money off of human sex trafficking. And what's crazy is a lot of people don't know that a lot of that money is made by the government.
But you wonder why they want the fucking immigrants to be able to just leave the border open and you know what? Just go ahead before we go to talking about all type of other shit. I'm not. I said already that it's like it's the shit. God forgive
some of these pieces right in your face.
That shit.
Some of these puzzle pieces is right in your face.
Money. Like, that's crazy. No, it's nowhere in the world that shit should make the most money, and it's a fucking crime.
It makes the most money. It's a crime, and it's being perpetuated by our own government. Because think about it. That little hub that they just caught.
Mm-hmm.
How
Lil
much they gonna
Hub.
pay?
Sure it is.
Look, how much they gonna pay in fines? How long they gonna sit in jail? Then the ball's gonna open right back up after 90 days. Come on now.
Motherfucker gonna be in jail recruiting.
Right.
I think that's like Chop said earlier. I think the feds are just gonna wait back and see what they're gonna do within them 90
That's all they
days.
could do, son.
And yeah, it's like an ant pile, right? Like
Yeah, like fuck. See
you
if that
try
bitch
something
gonna
at
come back
first
up.
and see if that bitch.
Fuck. Unless you dig the whole motherfucker
You know what I'm
out the
saying?
ground, that's the
Kind
only way
yeah,
you
unless
gonna.
you right,
The only
unless
way
you
you gonna
weed
get
it
rid of
out.
that pile, you gotta dig it out the ground
So
and move that bitch. Or
maybe
get it
those,
clean.
maybe shutting down all 9 of them bitches, P, is probably their move to show them that yeah, we trying to dig y'all up out the ground, if I can put it like that. 84 victims, you know, like I said, women and children. So we looking at a major bust for any state that even pay attention to this type of shit. Cause like I tell you, they like to keep this in the back of the news any damn way.
Right.
But this shit is going on like a motherfucker, and these police be wanting the public to know when they be doing shit like this, even though it's not popular in the media, right? But y'all could get on pub data all day. But you know, this shit is going on through all sectors. So that's what's up, fellas. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep it pushing, Chop. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Shout out to the people in the building. I appreciate y'all for coming through. DD504 and Grace. Shout out to y'all. Sundown Towns, man. And systematic racism. We gotta talk about it, fellas. We gotta get it out the way. We gotta get it out the way. Because this was something that my brothers and I talked about a lot. But y'all probably don't realize where it came from. So I'm not gonna start at the beginning because I hope my brothers got some stuff that they want to present. So I'm not gonna, go into too much stuff because I don't know what they got for me. I'm excited to see, what they're gonna present. So I'm just gonna say Reconstruction era. Reconstruction era was something that hit us hard when we decided to make a lot of treaties with people. And certain classes didn't accept certain things that was happening to certain races, which was predominantly black and white, which they considered in America at that time taboo to even be considered together with any goddamn thing, right? But in the background, you had black and whites working together to keep this type of construct alive. Black against white, which give you segregated bathrooms, putting the white one out there in front of your black one, putting the black one out there in front of your white one, different things of that nature. So it became to where violence occurred in these different occult type towns. And what happened was we started getting the fuck, as they say. Right? We just said, fuck it, y'all got this shit. We got a little money and shit. We not from slaves and shit. We could afford to move. We gonna get the fuck. It was a goddamn another exodus. Yeah, it was another exodus. It just was another exodus. We just got so in these towns, we left them dry as fuck, and a lot of them was poor. Now this is the side they don't want to talk to you about. We left, which also fucks up their economy, right, of the town. So which left a lot of poor whites there to fend for themselves. So in the midst of that, they felt sour about this. They had a disdain, and it became something ritualistically that they would do, to blacks in these little towns. They picked up on this old esoteric shit about us, and yeah, they adopted it into their own, even with these cults like the Ku Klux Klan and so forth and so on. if anybody came running through there, that's why you would even catch niggas running through there, because obviously they used to stay there for a little minute. So some people, grandma probably was still there or something, or you had to go through the town to get to another town or something like that. And at night, these militia groups would get together and show their representation of what they believed in when it came to so-called black folk. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too long. I hope I kind of broke that down with the Sundown Town in my point of view from what I researched. But yeah, P, I want you to just can you do me a favor? Can you look up the YouTube or Chop? It don't matter, whoever closer. I got a little video in there. It was too long for me to record it on my own, but if my brother could help me out with that, I sure appreciate that. Because this dude I found who was actually talking about a lot of different I'm gonna say deaths that's been happening around these type of areas, and mysteriously the news is not talking about it, or they're barely talking about it, or they're blaming it on mental health and saying that these dudes are actually committing these things to themselves. But when you listen to the stories, or you listen to the non of a story that they give you about these situations, it raises a lot of eyebrows. And I just wanted to show my brothers this dude. He really been on a different cases, so I just wanted to give y'all a synopsis. If y'all want to go check out his channel, you can go check out his channel. I'll put his link in the description.
Quick question. Which one is
Taylor Publish.
House Publishing? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It's like 12 minutes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one right there. So y'all, you know, for the audience, and y'all check him out, and just something I was just showing y'all that I've been on lately and what's been really going on, and y'all tell me if y'all do some research after this or whatever. Man, y'all just let me know, man. We could definitely keep it going and help this brother out with this shit, because a lot of people is definitely not talking about it, and I think, you know, this would definitely be a force to run with. So yeah, just check him out. We're gonna talk about it.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet. Taylor House, we got the school. Taylor House Publishing.
Sugar, spice, everything. Excuse the commercial, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Richard Taylor here with Taylor House Publishing, and I'm back with another video that is concerning, once again, the suspension of a black man in the air from an apparatus. That's right, another case has been added to the list
that's
of
how YouTube guidelines rock.
expirations.
Because you can't really say
of black men throughout the country within the last few months. Now, this case happened in Jefferson Davis County in Mississippi. As you see the article right here, it said investigation underway after body found at Jefferson Davis County Bridge. Now, if you watch any of the stories that we've covered, concerning the unalivement
of black men under suspicious circumstances. You would see that a lot of these articles are very, very vague, and there's little to no national coverage of those instances. Now, as you know, we started out with the case of Javion McGee in Henderson, North Carolina, the 21-year-old truck driver who was found under suspicious circumstances. Then we covered the story of Denoris Richardson. Denoris Richardson was found suspended in the air from a carport in a rural town in Alabama after he filed a federal lawsuit against police there. That happened around September the 26th of this year. Javion's case happened on September the 11th. Then you had the 18-year-old Jacoby Lindsay down.
See what I'm saying, fellas? I ain't had no time to go through all of them, so I just let them explain it to y'all.
Somewhere around September the 8th, somewhere in there. Once again, suspended in the air from a tree by a school. Now, then we covered the story of Evan Bryant. Now, he was a truck driver who ended up suspended in the air in the woods in Vidor, Texas, which is a well-known sundown town. Now, that happened about the end
we
of
gonna
August,
get on Vidor. That's
30th.
my sundown town.
Yesterday, we covered the story of Mr. Percy Mixon. Mr. Percy Mixon went missing around October the 2nd in, I believe it was Jackson, Mississippi, and he was found once again suspended in the air by his ankles in the woods. And he was found, I think, at about October the 11th. So that was about a week ago. So all of these cases I didn't learn about on the national news. I learned about these cases through social media. People sending me videos, people sending me these short little article clips. And there's been little to no national coverage about this case. Now, just like this case right here, this case happened on August the 6th, 2024, as you see from the headline. Now, I'm going to read this article, but also I'm going to read a subsequent
watch the article, Peter,
and just tell me, what do you think about the vagueness of these cases? Now, this one says an investigation has been launched after a body was found at a bridge in Jefferson Davis County early Tuesday morning. Sources told Super Talk Mississippi News that the body discovered was that of Dominic Stewart, a high school student at Jefferson Davis County High School. Although authorities with the sheriff's office were unable to confirm the identity of the body other than details regarding the case. This article will be updated as more information becomes available. And that's it. 5 or 6 sentences to describe the apparent unalivement of a young black high school student, 16 years old, in the town of Jefferson Davis County. And he was found once again suspended, according to reports, off Jefferson Davis Bridge. Now, this doesn't say this in the article, correct? So how would I know that? I'm going to show you how that I know that in a minute. But watch this other article as well. Very vague. A very vague article. And this one as well was updated on August the 7th, 2024. And here it is again. Body found near Jefferson Davis County Bridge. A body was found Tuesday morning in Jefferson Davis County. Investigators with the Jefferson Davis County Sheriff's Office says the body was located near a bridge on J.E. Johnson Road in Prentice. No further information was provided by investigators.
That's it, fellas.
According to the Jefferson Davis County coroner, the person was identified as 16-year-old Dominic Stewart. His body was taken to the state crime lab for an autopsy.
These people crazy.
Here again, very vague. No details. What kind of department, what kind of media outlet, what kind of office would just release that vague information concerning the apparent death of a thriving high school football player? Now, I did some research on the city of or the county of Jefferson Davis County, and it has a population of about 14,000. 14,000, and again, as the city of Henderson is mostly populated by Black people. It says it's about 58% Black, 38% white, and the rest, kind of trickle down there.
So
at
it's
the
not
end.
one of them type of
And
towns,
also,
y'all. So
we see another similarity to our brother Javion McGee's case is the presence of an Afro-American or a Black sheriff. This guy
y'all
right
remember
here,
the sheriff in the McGee case,
Ron
huh?
Strickland, is the sheriff of Jefferson Davis County in Mississippi. And there you see his picture with all of the stars and stripes and the phone number as well, which I plan on calling that phone number tomorrow. But this Black sheriff doesn't seem too concerned about a possible suspension of the air by a young Black man by more than likely, somebody of the opposite race. Now, these two articles are pretty much the only articles you will find on this. Now, mind you, this happened on August the 6th. It is now October the 21st. August, September, October. 2 months afterwards, 2.5 months afterwards, and there's no other updates. There's no other information. There's no other outcry. And keep in mind with Javion McGee, September the 11th, it happened a month and a half ago. There's no other outcry. There's no other outrage. There's no other articles. And this is a pattern, it leads me to believe, that when these things happen, we have the good sheriff here who's holding his position as sheriff and constable of this small town. But the people behind the scenes, the Black hand, the unrighteous evil are able to operate with immunity, and these things evidently are swept under the rug. Now, I received some details from this from a couple of social media posts. And this post right here is someone from on Instagram, Crystal Muhammad, and it says Dominic Stewart was found suspended in the air from a bridge in Prentiss, Mississippi. Now, there are other people on TikTok and YouTube who have, covered this case in the same manner. So my question is, why isn't the national news covering this case and all of these cases? Now, it was said in one video that the young man's grandmother stated that, he had committed, the self-inflicted expiration of himself. And I haven't seen that. I don't know if that's true or not, but once again, older people in these southern rural states tend to believe what they are told by the authorities. Now, I don't know, once again, if that is the case. Just like the case in Evan Bryant's place, they immediately said, okay, he did it. They never,
that's what happened in the other case too,
Wright or Texas to.
She just went along with the police told her.
The situation. So, I don't know the family history of this young man. As you see from the picture, everything looks all well and good. And once again, statistics show, studies show that when Black men do expire themselves, they do not do it by suspending themselves in the air from apparatuses by ropes.
Yeah, what nigga hangs themselves, right? Knowing that you've been oppressed as a slave and shit.
The fact
knowing
that this
you got
continues
hung.
to be a narrative,
I don't know,
throughout the country within these past months is really disheartening. It's really sad to me that there is not no national coverage. There's not, nothing from President Biden or Vice President Kamala or, any of these, so-called leaders of the community. Nothing. It's crickets out there. But let me ask you something that I was thinking about when I was started to cover this case. Why do we not see a out influx of white people suspending themselves in the air from ropes when they want to expire themselves.
All right,
and if
now.
it is, show me the cases.
Show me the
But
cases.
there's definitely an element,
Show it to me
as
too.
I've been talking about this, people said that it's definitely some smoke signaling going on.
Like an old Indian chief.
So, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Now, once again, we have a 16-year-old.
You could cut it, P.
Young.
You could cut it, P. Y'all go ahead. Y'all tell me what y'all think, and I'm gonna move on, man. I'm gonna show y'all two more things, and that's it.
So let me jump in first so I could get it out the way. We know why there's not a large influx of anything being said about it is because either the people who are participating in it don't want to implicate themselves in it, right? And if the people who speak out on it, remember, like you said, that city where they found this young man suspended unalive on a bridge was 58% black, right? So when you think of 58% black, that means there's more black than white. Then the county, you got to look at where he was going to school at, who he was around. Was it a mixed school? Was it a predominantly black school? You see what I'm saying? Because if he found not too far from his school and it's not a predominantly black school, then that means 9 times out of 10, somebody had racial motive to unalive this man just for fun. You see what I'm saying? So when you think about there not being a lot of media attention behind it, I think that there's not going to be a lot of media attention behind it because the powers that be, especially that sheriff, which 9 times out of 10, these sheriffs in these communities know what's going on. They don't want to say nothing that would be out of sorts because they know one thing. Either you're going to have to give up that seat of power or your life is in danger.
Your life can't be in that much danger if you're the sheriff.
Nigga, what?
But I get it.
You could be a sheriff. You could be a ATF agent. Think about it. If a police
He cooning
officer
and buffooning, I think. Yeah, that nigga could
if-
get away with some shit if he cooning and buffooning. He could definitely, smile in certain people's face and get his way too. Knowing that type of shit going on, I don't know. I just
think about it. What's the rule of police?
The people don't always hold them accountable, I think is my point. The people don't always hold them niggas accountable like they supposed to.
No.
Yeah, I think that's my point. Like it's
the biggest thing I see is the like he said, the vagueness of the reporting of the incident.
Yeah, that was weird. That was.
You as a police sheriff can't keep giving these blanketed, because we've heard that with every single one of these cases. Well, there's little information we could give at this time. And I'm glad you brought that video up, bro, because the Javion McGee situation, you could best damn well believe I got something for that. But they can't keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep saying, oh, well, we don't have any further information to go on, or it's still in the process of investigating. We don't want to give up too much information because that might give the actual criminal too much information to use against us and all that. Like, we don't want to hear that shit no more. That's old. You was using that shit when it was the white folks out there doing
that shit played out, nigga.
You see what I'm saying? Like, no, we can't keep going through that shit. Like,
right.
Nigga tired of hearing that shit.
Yeah, I think it's fucked up though that that type of stuff still going on to this day. But it's crazy because I got some shit for via the text too.
Well, look, Chop, go ahead with your Vita, and I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna show you one thing, and I'm gonna leave that alone with that one. And I'm gonna let you go ahead and show your Vita shit. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm next anyway.
All right, look. So let me now look at this. Now since then they were trying to clean up their act and shit. I seen what P Dot had too, so I'm gonna let P Dot take that one. They had the little kid, the little council kid came and be a police and shit invited and shit. So is that what you what you was talking about, Chapman?
That's one of them.
Okay. Well, that's what I was going. Well, they had a rally out there. Did you hear about the rally? Was you gonna talk about the rally?
Yeah.
With the white supremacists. All right then. Well, look, I'm gonna leave it at
That's
that
the
one.
whole
Y'all go
video.
ahead.
I think I
Yeah,
ain't
y'all
got
go
the
ahead then.
video.
Well, go ahead, jump right on in then, Ron. I ain't gonna hold you.
Let me see. All right, I had the history.
So, like I said, I did want to hear y'all perspective anyway. So, yeah, shout out to the people in the building, man. If y'all just ain't, if y'all just listening or just jumping in, hit that like button right quick, man. Tell somebody we're over here talking that real shit. Sundown Times. Systemic racism. Huh? Police and everything got something to do with something. They police. That's their job, remember?
Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. It was a town known as a hub of hate, a radical respite of racism. Blacks were told to keep their asses out of Vidor, Texas, just east of Houston. Now it's a city that's hoping to change its image by doing the work. Some first hesitantly took notice of the work they were doing when whites in the city held a rally supporting George Floyd. And now leaders are opening the door to a young black boy with terminal cancer. Let's take you to Orange County. There was a time, especially in the Deep South, when blacks knew not to be caught in the city of Vidor, Texas, after the sun went down.
So the Vidor of the very long past, which, I'm sorry that it ever happened, is not the Vidor of today.
The Vidor of the past was known for being a racist hub in Texas, a place where little, if any, blacks called home. Even the federal government attempted to integrate the town in the 1990s, but the black families found themselves run out by some of the white residents.
We're not the same Vidor that people think we are. This Vidor is we're caring people. We love everybody. And I would say to the people that don't think that to be necessarily true, come visit our city. You'll see exactly.
He look like he like everybody. He like cocaine.
He look like he like you to come there and stay there until after sundown.
Just last year, a group of white supremacists tried to set up shop in Vidor, and it was the white people of that city who ran them off. And then there's this.
I, DeVarjay.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to uphold
the
United States Constitution
the United States Constitution
Y'all know
and the
something wrong
laws
with that,
and
man.
the
Yo,
laws
of the state of Texas.
of the state of Texas.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray
I will never betray
my badge,
my badge,
my integrity,
how they staring at him,
my
yo.
character,
my character,
or the public trust
or the public trust
that I serve.
So
help me God.
Like he a
So help me
monkey
God.
doing that.
Congratulations. You're a new officer.
Or like it's
There
like a
are olive
zebra.
branches and overtures like this, where the leadership of Vidor is sending a strong message. We are a different
pistol
place
and
from
everything.
40
He ain't
years
playing.
ago. We're a place where a young black boy, DJ Daniel, who is fighting cancer, can
clenched
be
the fingers.
sworn in as an honorary law
Why
enforcement
he
officer
black and said
by
He's a
all the law
officer.
black
enforcement
boy like that?
agencies in Vidor.
For me, is
And look
growing
at his
up,
daddy.
they always used to have a dark cloud hanging over Vidor.
They
My
still
folks is from
do.
East Texas, and nobody's given the chance to even come out and find out exactly what Vidor's about.
Theodis Daniel decided to give the community
bro.
that chance by seeking his son's
Let
840th
him slide,
honorary
bro.
police badge
Brown got
from
him
the
a little
city.
pepper and everything.
Daniel
He ain't
says
bullshit.
what they found is a
I
different
hit your
world
ass,
from the
man.
time when blacks
That's
refused to even stop in the city for gas.
It shows
There
how
it
much
is.
Vidor has grown.
regardless of what people have.
So there is a real
in their
history,
minds
fellas.
of
They're
how body
admitting it.
used to be. But that was everywhere. But we all have to go through something to
No,
get
no,
somewhere.
no, no,
And
it
nobody
wasn't
says the road
everywhere.
was smooth. But we've come a lot further than where we were before. There's progress.
Progress that brings a smile to the face of a young boy that's fighting
I
for his life.
ain't
DJ
going
has
like
brain
that.
and spine cancer
know
with
he is
no
saying that'd be
cure,
hard.
but he hasn't given up hope. His goal is to spread awareness about cancer while getting sworn in by as many law enforcement agencies as possible.
He's going to live
So
his
it's
life.
a joke.
He's still going to continue to get his
What is
swearings
look,
across the nation. And
what is
we're
they?
not going to forget the small towns. We never forget the small towns. Small towns have the biggest hearts.
That's exactly what the people of Vidor are trying to
They had
prove.
it feeling
The
himself
hate
too.
of
We
the
ain't gonna never
past for
forget about the
blacks
small
is
towns.
gone, replaced by a new generation with heart and compassion.
I treated him just like another human being. And that's how I look at it. It's how my council looks at it. It's how my police department look at it. Come be a part of Vidor. We have a lot to
Why
offer.
would he
This
say
is an
that?
opportunity. His dad calling and asking, about what we could do for him. I believe we're presented opportunities in life. It's our decision whether we're going to open the door and do them. And this is an opportunity to help another human being, especially a young man.
Black police officer other
It's not the
than
whole job, but
cancer
it's a
kid.
start. And that was shot by photographer Tori Walker.
Oh my God! Except for the little boy.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
forgive
it.
me. That's
Nah.
the only one that could arrest you as a black man.
So
what Ku Klux Klan cleansing or rinsing motherfucker? Because y'all trying to clean up Vidor, right? They all admitted that, right?
That's what they all admitted to.
What you call a motherfucker when they go on drugs and shit?
Crackhead?
Rehab. Like rehab and shit. Like when they
Oh,
getting off it.
oh,
Rehabilitated. You got a rehabilitated Ku Klux Klan. You got a rehabilitated racist
city. A rehab
trying to accept a little boy as being a police. Man, they got rehab racists invited. Obviously, that's what they say. They say they in rehab right now for being racist. Cause they used to be racist. It used to be a sundown town. Now we used to kill them niggas. Pop, pop, pop.
But not no more.
We chilled out with that bullshit. Yeah, we chilled out with that bullshit.
But not no more.
We got even a little cancer black boy that's a police officer now. What?
Honorary. Look, honorary. Let's call it.
Who
what
he
it
going to
is now.
arrest, fellas? Is it a joke? Are y'all playing? Y'all serious?
Bro.
And then they repping about the daddy. Wait, let me get on the daddy right quick and I'm gonna leave it alone. The daddy repping about bigger cities that's gonna accept his son as an officer too. Oh, we ain't gonna forget about the little cities.
Little cities have the biggest fault.
What his name was?
What did you thinking about, father? What are you?
Theotis.
Never mind. I quit, y'all.
Theotis was his name.
Go ahead, P. I'm done.
By the time Missouri Governor Jay Nixon went on television yesterday to announce the midnight curfew for residents of Ferguson, we'd already gone off the air here on MHP. But friend of the show, Dorian Warren, who was with me at my table yesterday, stuck around and joined my colleague TJ Holmes at his table during the news conference. After it ended, Dorian weighed in on the historical precedent to what the governor had to say.
What you just said, Raul, when the sun goes down, here is the historical context for this. I mean, if you were black in an all-white town, you could not be in that town when the sun goes down, and it was a threat to your safety.
Historian and author James Lowen, the man who literally wrote the book on Sundown
looked like a
towns,
sundown
uncovered
town.
thousands of these towns have existed in the United States throughout the 20th century. By some estimates, as many as 10,000 sundown towns had sprung up across the country by 1970. Some were the warning to African Americans not to let the sun go down on you was an unspoken rule that spread by reputation. Others where the warning was explicitly spelled out in signs posted along the highway or at the town or on the county line. But all of them, whites-only spaces, where being black after dark could mean arrest, harassment, assault, or worse. In 1968, 21-year-old Carol Jenkins was selling encyclopedias door to door in the sundown town of Martinsville, Indiana, and she was stabbed in the chest with a screwdriver and left to die in the street. So for African American travelers, making the choice about where to stop for food, gas, or a bathroom break, or rest for the night was potentially a life or death decision.
And it was
It is in
more
part
about the
what prompted the
suspension
publication
of
this,
black folk
the Negro
when they
Motorist Green
drive through the
Book.
town.
This
too.
handy guide let African Americans on the road know where they could find safe harbor,
Right.
and where they
And
need
so
to
they
steer
made the Green
clear
Book
of the threat
because
of
you
white
probably will
violence in
see
sundown towns.
a
The
nigga
Green Book started
suspended
to
from
become
a tree
obsolete when the passage
somewhere,
of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 outlawed racial discrimination
warning
in
you
public
that this what type
accommodations.
of town it is.
But that history of restricting travel and access to public spaces for African Americans
See, it
seemed
wasn't
very
just that. You
present
see how cute
last
she's
night
saying
in
that?
Ferguson,
Or you
where
couldn't
the
use the
streets,
bathroom and all that.
the
No,
people were warned to stay out
they were
after
barbecuing
midnight
niggas.
in a town they normally call home.
Yeah, man. Just to add on to what she was saying, just to,
Yeah, that was the
because
only
it was
thing I
also
had
about the
on that.
hate, not, you know,
not the
that's just,
systematic racism part of it, because that's the one we was on. But we was talking about the Sundown town, but I did see systematic racism up there on the
yeah, when it came to the police and all that, yeah, I
all
did
right,
throw
so
it
that
up
was
there.
your all right. So boom,
Systemic,
so you done
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Oh, all right, wait, so because all right, so boom, I could go with my all right, so boom, y'all. I just was in
Yeah,
the
you could run it. Oh,
history.
yeah, you could
So
run it.
boom, all right, I'm doing systematic racism now. These dudes, these some videos I seen on Rumble. I don't know if they gonna let me play these videos, but the reason I went on Rumble was because I know they was gonna give me a different perspective versus what we always normally hear.
Right.
So
Same
I said,
engine,
let
yeah.
me see what they talking about over here.
here. In a minute, you guys are gonna
This
get
here
tired of seeing
dude
my
out,
face.
bro. I know this might rub niggas
Usually
the wrong
online,
way,
I don't
but
respond
just
to
listen, just hear him
people
out.
or to what's going on.
I think it's low.
Once in a while I do, and when I do, it's usually family members because I love my family, and I like to battle it out with them sometimes. And there's usually one or two. It's not like my whole family, anything like that. We're it's a lot of us, you know. But recently I've been doing my research on systematic racism, and the only reason I've been doing my research with that a lot is because I have a lot of people that I care about and love that throw that term around, and they really believe in it. And on the surface, it really sounds good. But again, I just want you guys to know that you've been posting a lot about systematic racism, and I've been reading it. I'm not the type of person to only look at stuff if it's a 2-minute or 5-minute soundbite. You know, if you post something that's 45 minutes, and I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna listen to it or whatever the case may be. I want you to know you're that
I
important.
never heard nobody
Around me
give
with the
that
same,
perspective of it.
general same
Right.
mind. I like to be challenged.
Just to try to
So I've
give
been looking up
commentary while you
systematic
talk.
racism, and generally speaking, systematic racism only covers the last 60 years when it comes to the African American. Broadly, people have tried to use it, to go back all the way to slavery, but it doesn't reach that far back. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up to go that far back. Even if you're saying, that's where we're at. More recently, it's really been used broadly to go back to slavery, and in my experience with trauma and dealing,
Yeah, Big Ron, that's them African niggas keep doing that shit. I don't know why they keep doing that shit, bro.
I know that when trauma hits a person, you can see that spiral out of control, boom, almost immediately. And so systematic racism going back all the way to slavery would be the same consistency of, somebody having a point of trauma like 4 or 5 years old in their life, and then, living a good life, being responsible and those types of things and really living a good life. And then at 50 or 60 years old, just start beating their wife, or using drugs, or being an alcoholic, or gambling, just real destructive behavior. That generally doesn't happen. I've never heard of that happening. Actually, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying I've never heard of it happening, and I haven't experienced that. So for slavery to be for systematic racism to go back to slavery, slavery would be the point of drama. You would have
I
to
think you're trying to say Trump.
either just fly by the fact that African Americans in this country is the number, no race has ever recovered as fast as black folk in America. That's the data.
Can we speak on that, bro? Like, just think about it. Like, we got
Very resilient people. That's one thing that separates us from the pack.
shipped out, shipped back, shipped out, found out way back.
Freed, recaptured, freed again,
man, like,
and now thrown back into the system as the new slaves called inmates.
You could look it up. You could go search yourself. This is knowledge that's there for you. This is knowledge that's there for you. Most people will tell you, after the Emancipation Proclamation, we were sharecroppers. That is the truth. But what they won't tell you is that we pretty much ran the industry. No, we weren't the bosses, but labor-wise, money-wise, we were running the industry. We undersold white people at, drastically. What's that guy doing the work for? I'll do it for this. We made money. We knew how to sell ourselves. That's where the tactics come from to keep us out of certain industries, because we were overrunning them. So terms like systematic racism erases all of our progress. And never speaks about it. Neither do leaders or people who talk about systematic racism. So how to, again,
y'all ever heard Martin Luther King say something about Black Wall Street?
No.
No, nothing that I think of.
But I do know he was talking like we had money.
No, he did. That's what I was about to say too. He did say they owe a nigga. We should be coming to get our land and our shit.
When we go to march on Washington, we not going there to talk about this.
We're coming for that motherfucking check. So he did, yeah.
Check.
But as far as
him actually
billing
saying
it.
that,
I know what he's talking about though. He talking about that African shit, job, that pro Africanism shit. Remember, I said in the beginning of my shit that a Reconstruction era. We talking 1950s, 1968, 1970s, though. This ain't no old shit. This new shit that these people then added on to what it is. So he's saying that basically it shouldn't exist. Not to step on his point, but I just want to throw that out there. I'm gonna let him keep going though.
How does,
because he definitely
systematic racism explain to a young
hitting on some real points.
He comes from a race of overcomers. It doesn't.
Remember, we're nationality, not black.
It steals from our race. And ultimately,
That's
as a man,
lot
again,
too.
I'm
Like what he said just now about children knowing what we can do. That's big, because I heard Toya brother say that shit, was mad at Lil Wayne because he said you teaching our boys to play guitar and do rock music and shit. That ain't what we do. We supposed to be playing football, basketball. No, the fuck we not. Why the fuck that's the only thing
I'm talking about,
nigga?
the
Like,
reversal of what's good and bad, right? That you feel me on that, Chop?
Son. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, that shit needs to chill the fuck out, son.
I know.
I agree with you with that, bro. That's the shit I be talking about, though. That misconception of who you is, but even though it have a good thing about it, that's not just what you about. It's not just who you is. I agree with that.
We supposed to be doing all that shit, not just one of them. You
could do all that shit. You could do whatever the fuck you want when it comes to that standard, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you,
as a man, because that's
my mindset.
It's crazy for her to put that narrative out there, and that's what I be saying when it comes to the narrative. What you say, Pete?
I think I just was having a discussion that work the other day, bro, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think as a people, and not just black people, white people, or whatever, you have different talent levels for different people.
Appreciate you, right?
You may have you may have that person that's good at playing football, basketball, baseball, soccer, right? But you also have people that's good for speaking. You have people that's good at math. You have people that's good in science. You have people that's good at sociology, geology, engineering, farming.
And let them be good at it, huh, Pete?
Let them
them be
be good at
at it.
whatever the fuck they good
What's
at.
wrong with
Because
you, man?
if you keep trying to push
Telling
them
me
to
what I'm
go
supposed
be
to be.
something that they not actually
It's
good
your
at,
job as a
they're
parent
gonna get distracted
to,
away from
to
what the fuck they really
basically
good at.
put them in a gumbo.
You see what I'm saying?
You fucking let them go do everything, and then you see what they take the interest in. It's easy. I
Or
mean,
really find out what their
take the
interest is
time.
before
No,
you start pushing them in that
no,
direction. You
you
see what
take
I'm
the
saying?
time to find out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and I always use myself for example. I always speak from my own experiences. You know, I could say like with my son. I remember the first thing he did was play football or whatever. So he played football, he played basketball, ran track, went back to football, basketball, ran track. Now he in the band. But I still let him experience. When he said he wanted to go run track, I let him go run track. When he said he wanted to go play basketball, I let him go play basketball. When he said he wanted to go play football, I let him go play football. When he said he wanted to go get in the band, that nigga came home with a trumpet. And he was, he was playing that motherfucker. So it's like you have to offer them all of them. You know what I'm saying? You got to go with the whole idea of I want to play baseball, or I want to play soccer, or I want to learn computers, or I want to whatever. You got to go through the whole thing. I didn't sign them up for coding classes and stuff. He take AP classes and shit now for government and computer science and just. But you have to know what they want. You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like you can't just say we're gonna do basketball, football. Get enough grades.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let them go.
Like
let them go try whatever it is they want to try.
Try
But
all this shit.
My big pitch was finding out what it is that they interested in too.
That's
not
how you
just
find
go
out.
try what you. No, I'm not. No. I'm not saying that's not how you find out. No. Listen, I'm saying before you even endeavor into any of that, hey man, what you want to do?
They don't know if they never did it. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but look, they have an idea in their mind, right? Like my mama asked me, "What you want to be when you grow up?" My first mind, an Air Force pilot. This is in elementary. I'm talking about now. I wanted to be an Air Force pilot. By my senior year in high school, I was enlisting in the military.
I think I wanted to be a kung fu master. What the fuck you talking about? I want to be a kung fu master, nigga.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody got what they want early. You see what I'm saying? But now comes the trials and tribulations of can I obtain that? You see what I'm saying?
Ain't no
like
but
you
see, that's
like,
the
but
thing.
look, like you say, you let them go through everything they think about they want to do.
See, if you would have came to me as a parent and said you wanted to be at 3, that's what you wanted to do, I would have found classes or something to put you in that could point you in that direction, and you would have found that out early versus finding
You
it
had me
out
kicking
late.
motherfuckers early. You had me kicking
I'm just
motherfuckers
saying,
early.
I would have did it early because
yeah,
then
bitch.
you really know if it's because that's why I say you gotta go with the
Great point,
with the
though, Chef.
whole idea. That's what they say they won't do. All right, so boom, we're gonna do it. You say you want to work on cars? Bring your ass over here. Give me this wrench. We about to get up, take this tire off. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like if they say it, show it to them. That way they can see, all right, this what they really want. Now tell me if you really won't do it. Now, if you still get up and you won't do it, like when he got his first little cherry on his lip, he kept playing. I said, all right, well, you good. If you can live with the cherry and keep playing, you good. I mean, it is what it is. Because that's just, it's like a war wound of musicians. Some niggas able to not have them bitches at all. Like they get
that good.
Yeah, I think they get surgery or something. I don't know, because it's it's hard.
But don't you
real
get
hard.
them things from not playing with the mouthpiece?
No,
Like
you
trying
get
to
them
play
bitches from-
that bitch without the mouthpiece and it wind up putting that bump on your
You
fucking
get
lip or
that
some
shit
shit.
from hitting certain notes, and like say your lips might not be in the right position for it, and that bitch will
blow that bitch
vibrate
into
so fast that it'll hit.
Whoa,
it hit
yo.
the,
vessel in that
Yo,
motherfucker.
the top of the
Damn, you busted too? Wait.
it hit the top of the mouthpiece.
Y'all is reckless right now.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Because look,
y'all
you
is
know,
talking crazy.
you know when you put your
Is we still talking about instruments?
when you put your mouth in the mouthpiece, it's about vibration. It's about vibrations, brother. So while your lips are vibrating, that bitch hit that raw part.
He gonna keep going with it like he don't know what the fuck he said. You know exactly what the fuck he said.
That's how they gotta explain it, I guess. I guess that's how they explain it.
Shit. If you was reading the book and it was telling you, that's when your lip get
Yeah,
raw. Fuck, and your shit. I'm just saying, fuck. All right. That's why you wonder why women like musicians, niggas that play
They
horn.
like the big lips on them niggas. Blowing raspberries on them.
Man, what? All right, man. We gonna finish listening to the man, bro. Stupid,
You know,
you the one kept going with it.
man. I just had to
someone
finish
else.
explaining because then Silent was gonna be saying.
And I know you guys are getting tired of hearing this, but I'm gonna keep saying it because
Silent
that's
wasn't
core
be
of who
saying
I
shit.
am.
Agreed.
And men like me, and men
Say, Chop, you got the caption
persevere,
in there you can put on Rumble? Or
are
does
like
it
me,
does it have
meaning
know.
they're
I
Christians,
don't
they
be-
love the
I don't
Lord,
be
they
on
love
here
Jesus
like that.
Christ.
I don't
And
know
again,
what
the
they
first
got,
thing God
to
ever
be
did
real.
for me was put a mirror in front of me and say, John, you're your worst enemy. John, it's you. You're your worst enemy.
You just passed
all
the
this
set
time
right
I've been
now.
trying to save you from you, not from some outside force. And this does not mean
left,
that there's
left.
no outside workings against
No.
black people or black people don't have.
Go
That's
back.
not the point.
Left.
That's not the point. That's the point that people want to try to make it. But still in all, this is America. This is America.
Left.
It's we're known as a
Left.
country of overcomers.
Left.
Black people specifically are known
Right
for
there.
overcoming. You know,
No caption.
I ask these two questions all the time, and I haven't received the answer. And I'm gonna ask them now, and maybe you guys can answer it for me. You guys can post whatever you want to post. You know, I'll be in the background watching. You know, for the Christian black man or for the Christian black woman, my question is this: are you a black woman who happens to be a Christian, or a Christian who happens to be a black woman? There's a difference. There's a difference. You know, and we're not the only race that have to ask that question. Every race has a stain. Every race. And when you come to know God and you come to know Jesus Christ, some of your cultural things you got to put to the side or put to the backboard or just scrap altogether and dump in the fire because they come up against God and who he is and where he's trying to take you.
That's some real shit. That personal
connection.
We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk
Cherry
about
on
that
Smith,
shit
that nigga hitting that bit. Boy.
later on.
That nigga was the running back for the Bills, huh, Chop?
Yeah.
Your boy who talking right now. What the nigga name is?
Mm-hmm. You see that big boy? That
nigga was running back for the Buffalo Bills, nigga. That boy Sam out here, bitch. I farm a whole 17 acres, bitch.
It's a
Me and
lot
my
of
tractor,
dudes that was in the NFL that left the NFL and went go farm, son. Like fuck it, I got the money to be able to get everything I need. Now I'm gone. I'm off the radar. I get my food from outside. I don't have to go to the grocery store. Go outside and get whatever I need. Go right back inside.
And get tax deductions. And still
Save
making
on
money.
gas.
And still making money. Don't forget he's still making money because
because
you
he
ain't
gotta
eating all that
pay
food.
Thank
There you go.
Just saying.
You might be a big boy, but I
That's the
guarantee
way
you
God
can't eat all that.
intended us to live, bruh. That's all I be trying to get people to understand. I understand the convenience. I got all the gadgets and gadgets. I got all that shit. But I ain't got a fucking tree in the yard. I could go fucking get an orange off. That's
Or
what I
apple,
want.
or plum.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want. I want to go pick the seasoning out the yard.
Right.
And then go cook
The
it
herbs
inside.
and spices and
Like, you know, the fuck. I'm just saying.
I think one of the biggest things
We
is
ain't even
that
gotta listen to him no more because he gonna basically say the same thing. But they got another dude that kind of had a point. He was on Rumble too. Shout out to Rumble and all these people shit that I'm gonna get off Rumble because
I don't know. We might have to bring blunts out the Rumble too, bro. We might have to do something. We'll talk about it.
yeah, we gonna have to figure that out. But these it's like they let you talk a little freer. Cause for me to find 2 videos with niggas saying like, you know, they had the same perspective. I was like, damn, I ain't even gotta do that much research this week.
Systematic racism is a lie. Could that possibly be true?
I have a theory that this is if people want to talk about institutional and systemic racism persisting in the modern era, like this is it.
All right, friends, welcome once again to Look and Live. You are here with Pastor James Devalon. Make sure to click this bell icon.
Racism persisting in the modern era, like this is
new to the channel, to the discussion here. You're gonna let me know there are some things that you get
the victim the other way to show are caught up
to have and others don't. Let's take a listen to this.
Let's take a listen, face ass boy.
Black people, our identity.
Look at your boy. Look at Willa.
Let's go.
Look at Willa.
Blackness being
Let's go.
And other than being a victim, the other way to show.
Or have you ever seen Ham
Hey,
talk?
I'm really black and I'm leaning into my black identity is, again, I don't know, you can't relate to it because you didn't grow up here in America. But the thing you can do, particularly if you've had some success and maybe you came from the hood, but if I can litter my conversation with the N-word, I feel authentically black and I haven't sold out. And so they've tapped into that. And so I'm wondering, as a dark-skinned person from another country, what do you think about the victimhood culture that we have going on here in America?
I don't like it.
Victimhood culture. That's the big key, yo.
And it's man, this is so deep. It's a big problem. I mean, I have a theory that this is if people want to talk about institutional and systemic racism persisting in the modern era, like this is it. This is it. It's telling Black people, Black Americans in particular, that they are somehow lesser than. And it's not being told that explicitly. But okay, we're talking about music. If an artist of any other race or ethnicity.
Before he moves into that second talking point here, it is actually true. Many Black folks who are being told.
Wait, hold on. I don't want to hear how
that
you feel. How y'all feel? Let's answer the shit he about to answer.
I'm gonna take that one first. Oh, go ahead, B.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam. You was already talking.
The part of this, like he said, like it's the targeting of it, right? It's not the whole full force of it, like the running back was talking about, right? It's not just you individually being set up to where you can't provide for your family and be out there with acres. You know, this is something that we're saying when we use cable TV and stuff, and the stuff that we watch on TV, and what we sponsor it and we put our money into just for entertainment by itself. With you having, not living in a city, not buying no fancy nothing, and just being out in the woods and shit, right? You still got to pay
Right.
for that meat. You still got to pay for that, all that shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got to
you're
go to
right.
Home Depot and shit. Get your lumber and shit, and your patio joint, whatever you doing, right?
Right.
This shit costs money anyway. So putting that into perspective with that is saying basically when you into something like the basketball, NBA, or the NFL, or crime, right? So you're going to have it where somebody's not going to be fair because of certain things, and the only things you could possibly point out is the racial part of it, because if everything else is on an equal platform, then that's the only thing you could separate from them. I think that's what people be looking, especially when you get the same charge, and you give the white boy 6 months probation, but the dude that look like us get 6 years and shit. They try to 4 years and all this shit here for the same shit. It's the same thing with basketball. You might give your boy and them overseas and all that more of the predominant
Now wait,
popularity
on
or
the jail
fan
point,
shit.
on the jail
But
point.
go ahead.
What do you say?
Y'all get me though. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, what do you say to the niggas that say, well, that's because I think it was like that's how my people explained it. Like, bitch, like basically you gonna listen to me or you gonna try to listen to them people, but them people gonna fuck clean over you. So it's like if you want
one of the sayings, yep. You said it exactly.
If you're gonna do crime and be that, I'm telling you right now, the people gonna fuck off. So it's like when you go your dumb ass out there and do it, how can they feel bad for you? And you were already pre-warned, knowing
what the outcome was
it was gonna be worse. I mean, you could have told them, yeah. And then I'm not saying that it ain't it's not bad that they
No, it's grown man shit. You gotta grow the fuck up. Yeah.
over the white
You
people.
gotta
I'm
grow the
not
fuck up
saying
at that
that,
point.
dog. Yeah, but it's like, bro, you know this. You know you don't stand a chance. You know you don't
You
stand.
gotta grow up at that point.
And you still about to sit your stupid ass up there and do that shit. Okay.
All right. So
I don't
my
feel bad for
perspective on what he's about to answer is, I do feel that some part of systemic racism can be overcame by us as a people, right? But I do believe that systemic racism, like is being said, it is a system designed to keep you in a gotta jump over this hurdle type situation, right? If you're not being given the job that you're equally as qualified for as your non-colored counterparts, then there are other jobs that you could qualify for that pay just about the same amount of money. So why not go for those jobs, right? It may not be what you want.
I think they don't, because most of them don't graduate, so they can't go on to get programs and shit. Like the reason I say that is because I was working with a dude, not saying his name. I don't even remember the dude's name, but the nigga had been working there for since he was in high school, and he was been supposed to get promoted, but he couldn't take the promotion because he didn't have a high school diploma. But they hired him and he was locked in, so it's like they couldn't fire him because he locked in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they just kept him at the same pay and the same thing since he was in high school. He got his raises that he was supposed to get But you know, like the
He
regular
couldn't get that
but he couldn't get
the pay
more.
grade for the amount of time that he was there. They just gave him the max that they could give him over time.
Even
and that
cop
was that.
season, if he jump on today, he could, you know, we was talking about that too. They got like some 24 or young year 20-year-old chicks that got on at his job, and you know, it's like them girls got on and went straight into management. Because they got the degrees.
Right.
And shit. You see what I'm saying? So I think that goes back into my point from earlier. You have to know all the ins and outs, just like for my son and my daughter or whatever. But for my son, he knows he won't go to college or whatever. He told me the people say if you got a 2.0, you could do this. I told him if you got a 3.0, you could go to school
do
for free.
better.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you keep the 3.0 throughout, you could get a full band scholarship, and you could get whatever they gonna give, because every year they give if you got
scholarship.
3.0 and up, you could get the top scholarship or some shit like that.
That's
from
right.
New Orleans. I mean, you know, from things. So boom, you could get both of them. Boom, free school, my brother. You know, free school, buy your car, whatever. That's what you want to do. That's what he said he wanted to do. So now I help him find a plan out. That way he know everything. That way when he get, because the problem is with a lot of us is, with a lot of people, period, is they
No
run
planning.
into roadblocks.
Well, not just that. No
Yeah.
planning. You're
right,
not
but
planning
if you planned
anything.
it, you're right, P. If you planned it, the roadblock would still be in the plan. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're gonna
Because
think about it while you're
you'll
planning.
be able to account
You'll
for
be
the
like, oh well,
roadblock.
yeah, this might happen like this because I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, like it sound hard, but it got to be done if you want certain results. That's all I'm saying, or whatever. But I was just adding to your point, Pete. I'm sorry.
But there, you know, the biggest thing that, and I'm kind of glad we had this brief discussion. First thing first is, I think we really the whole systemic racism thing. Like I said, was a system designed to keep us in a constant, we gotta jump over this hurdle thing. But you jumping over a hurdle with little to nothing to start with, right? You're not having a job. You coming from a poor background. You live in a
You
neighborhood.
thinking that you only can get certain things.
Well, Chop, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. We done had this discussion more than once, and you know, it's gonna go back full circle to that again. Information that was given during the times for my silent and your generation was different. Information is far more readily available with your generation and the generation under you than it was for me, a silent. So that's one of the other hurdles that we had to overcome with that, was not having the right information. Yeah,
And then a
information
lot
was
of
out
people
there.
couldn't get to the Sidney Kaya building and shit either. That, you know, some people couldn't get to the job. One thing, the shit they had in Holly Grove either. You know,
Well, you got then you got to think about it like this here. What else was going on in their life that they couldn't stop what they were doing for that to take these programs to these jobs or these other opportunities? You see what I'm saying?
That too.
Now you got more time to go to these programs, because like you got more people on. And I hate saying this because I don't know the real statistics behind this, but you got people on government assistance that have time to say, you know what, since I don't have no rent to pay, I could go take this program and get a job. That way I don't have to rely on this system no more. Because deep down inside, I don't think the people that rely on food stamp, Section 8, Social Security, or any of these government assistances don't really see the fact that they are primarily the roadblocks that I'm talking about when I speak of a constant hurdle situation. Because when I was a recipient of Social Security disability before, right? One of the things that they're going to tell you when you apply is, oh yeah, you just have to meet a certain criteria. We'll qualify you for this amount, but you can't have this amount of money in the bank, right? But that amount of money that they giving you ain't enough to do nothing but either, which I was getting at the time was just enough just to cover rent. That didn't cover light bill, that didn't cover water bill, that didn't cover food, personal hygiene, transportation costs. That didn't cover none of that. All it did, because rent for a 1-bedroom in New Orleans or a 2-bedroom in New Orleans at one point was $400. Right? Now, what I was getting was only enough to cover just the rent. So what I'm supposed to do for food? I got to get on food stamps. But now you get food stamps. Food stamps is based off of what you getting on Social Security now. Oh, shit. So now I'm only going to get this amount of money for a single man on disability. You see what I'm saying? It's a constant hurdle. Well, when they cut me off, I'm styling what I went and did. I went and got a job, limping around this bitch, went and got a fucking job. And what I was waiting on once a month, I was making twice in a month. You see what I'm saying? Now I got enough to pay rent and take care of light bill, water bill, food, personal hygiene, transportation. Versus waiting once a month for something. You see what I'm saying? It's like we gotta get out of that mentality that we need these things when we really don't. You see what I'm saying? So the victimization mentality that they're talking about with this is not really going at it with a plan and then blaming the government for saying, oh, well, we can only do this for you, or we can only do that for you, or, you know, your area where you live at, you can't afford a house in this area because you don't make this.
Grants and all that shit out there. Chop be telling us about them all the time. So
right, but think about it.
Definitely see that part of it.
But now look at it.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you saying.
No. I was about to bring it back full circle. They got more grants now than what they had when me and you was a teenager coming up.
I can't.
Almost definitely.
I know. You know what? I agree.
No, that is a fact.
I
No,
agree because it's more. I agree because it's in more fields.
Yeah, like
there's more shit that.
I'm gonna tell you what the difference was though, Chop. The difference was we had more programs than they had out than these kids don't have today. See, like
they don't have that shit. They don't have all that.
Way more community driven. They had like community centers and shit. They used to like the one to give to the. To the kids and shit like that. Like they had like little spots and shit where kids could go and shit. They don't have none of that. So I get the ins and outs of, each side of it. That's all I was saying, y'all.
And the other biggest problem that came out about
you saw the transition. I actually got to see the transition from each side because it's.
There was
a big abuse of money.
They took something
I used to believe that shit
with one hand.
Until I talked to my daddy, and my daddy told me basically every program except for the stuff that was in computers, every program or anything that they ever offered me, he got offered the same shit when he was in high school in New Orleans. Like, so that's how I know like program.
Now look,
might change.
This what you need to ask him. Where was he living in this? Where was he living at?
That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, like just programs could be the same.
We
talking about
which one? The Desire?
Yeah.
And guess what?
That's not what I was.
Yeah, I wasn't in the Desire around that time. You know what I'm saying? You younger than me. So by the time I heard about any program,
my daddy older than you.
By what?
Yeah, his dad is definitely older than both of us.
Look,
that's not what I was talking about.
By how many years?
Son, I'm just saying, but I see what you're saying too. I just think you had to be in the right circles. I would say you had to be around the people that had the information.
Because think about it. If like one of the things I think that's another big hurdle that we don't look at or don't even see, and we overlook it, and it be right in our face the whole time. Living in single,
you can't do it. It be some
no.
Look,
it ain't that, child. Living in a single parent household. Think about it. If mama always going at work and you ain't got no, if she ain't got time
shit from niggas though. I learned my fuck shit from niggas though.
look, think
Niggas
about
just
it like
don't be
this here.
on that, bro. Like you said, man,
Right,
niggas don't be on
that's the
telling
other
niggas
thing.
about no grants and
If
shit. Nigga be
if mama
on selling
always
rocks
had
and
work
shit.
and she ain't got time to devote
Sometimes some
the
people live like
energy
that.
to looking into these grant programs and this and that and all the look, mama was looking for the welfare, right? The HUD, the thing that can help her get along while she at work, while y'all at school.
I
You see
don't
what
know
I'm
about
saying?
them. I ain't talking about the mama. I done seen my mama used to
No.
work. My
I'm
mama
saying.
went to work.
See,
No,
yeah, that's what I'm
listen.
saying. My mama went
But
to
think
work.
about
But
it.
look, what
If
I'm
your
saying,
mom,
I'm
if
saying what
mama
I
at
seen.
work,
I would just
who
My
had
mama
the
went to
time?
work. My mama went to work, and she sometimes I'm talking about she couldn't even bring me to most of the programs that I ever been in. Let alone
Yeah, but she had a way to
been
get you
to,
there.
Yeah, a lot of
uh,
men influenced me, bro, because
no.
I wanted to grow up to be a young man, bro.
I used to have
Like,
to do that on my own.
she
Son.
took care of me.
Yeah, my mama, I made sure she ain't had to do all that because I ain't want her to have to stress out about it. I knew if any hiccup would come, she gonna see, just don't do it. Don't go. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna find a ride. I did all that. Like, I'm just saying. So I would all find a way back and forth because finding a ride wasn't always the thing. I would my grandma would come a lot. I would say, but
But do you think that was because mama told grandma and grandma knew you had to get there?
I don't know why. I just know, if I called her and said, Grandma, I need to, can I get boom, boom, boom? If she could come, she would come. If she can't, then I'm gonna catch the bus. I always would keep like little money, and I ain't have to spend my money on stuff like that. So I would have the cash to catch the bus. It wasn't like too high or nothing like that. So, and I knew how to catch the bus since middle school. So, if I had to get somewhere, like when I was going to Delgado for the class, I would catch the bus to Delgado. I knew how to catch the bus out there. That was the only way I could get there. So, I knew how to get there on the bus, what buses to catch. How you figure it out through the line and shit. But and you walk the rest of the way.
And
But
niggas in my neighborhood was ribbing and shit, man. Talking about
know what I'm
Jordans and
saying?
shit.
Like, I can't.
Nigga wasn't talking about no grants. That's all I'm saying. Like, so I was adapted to that. That's
why I was
I
saying
started
that it's
learning a lot of this shit
more
later on in life
whatever the
because my
environment
influence was never.
That's what
You know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
I
On that
understood when
level.
Chop said that earlier. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Pete. I understood when Chop said that. I think that's all he was kind of saying, basically, is that
Yeah, like you just
some
have to
niggas
be
didn't
around the
get the
people that was
information.
to do that.
Yeah,
that
I
was
guess
it.
because
You
his
hung
daddy
around the
did. His
nigga that
daddy said,
was an
"Yeah, bro, we had
electrician,
this
or
and we had
you
that.
know,
We had
in
that
my
grant." But
partner T,
no, man, some people ain't had.
the A-Wall T, that
They
nigga
get
T say, my mama tried to send me to college. I ain't want to go to college because I told her, since a child, like he said, he wanted to go work offshore, and that's what he do right now. That nigga work offshore. He was around the niggas that worked offshore, and he seen niggas get houses and do all this shit from working offshore. So he worked offshore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Because working offshore was good money. Still
no, it's
good
not
money.
about the money. It's about the environment and him
The
seeing
environment and the people that,
yeah, like you won't have a choice but to wind up with an offshore job if you around a bunch of niggas that work offshore. I'm just saying. That's what me and Silent saying.
on three, off two.
Hey, man.
That's all he's saying.
I'm
Like,
glad
it's
you could
not
laugh
like
about it, Chop.
you know what I'm saying? Like, no, cause see, that's why I'm saying you gotta not be. I don't want to give it away because we're gonna talk about that in a few weeks. But you gotta be comfortable with the choices you made.
Of course,
if that makes sense. Like, you don't have to extra explain the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you will mix max socks and you didn't pull your leg up. Nigga didn't pull your pants leg up and it's mismatched socks.
Nigga, why you got on mismatched socks? Nigga, fuck, I couldn't
Somebody
find the
might
other one.
say something, right? Somebody might say something.
I couldn't find the other one. Fuck.
I knew you put them fucking socks
So
on.
that's what. But see, look, see how you responded. That is crazy.
You knew you put the socks on.
You knew you put the sock on.
And you know somebody was gonna say something.
Well,
see what I'm saying?
Look,
You can't get mad.
Well, no, look. The question
be
would
like,
be, bro,
damn,
why you got on
I
mismatched
was
socks?
hoping
I
one of you
couldn't find the
motherfuckers
other
would see me.
one.
Yeah, bro, I couldn't find out. I would have to admit it
Get
at that point.
mad,
That's
nigga.
what I'm
That's
saying.
why. That's what
Yeah, I
I'm
would have
saying.
to
Like,
admit it.
well, fuck, I couldn't find the other one. That's the only. Would I wear mismatched socks if I didn't have to?
That's
Hell
gonna be a good
no.
episode. I'm telling you. But we just go. I'm gonna finish letting the dude.
That is hilarious.
I got his ass. Got
That is
him.
hilarious.
They are a victim. Is the same as slavery, but from physical to mental slavery.
He's saying
Because
some
every
real
time
shit,
you
too. I
tell someone
don't know dude name, but
they are something that they actually are not, what tends to happen is not only do they believe it, but they make decision in that mindset. This is why this is very dangerous. Let's keep going.
City made a song. If it's not being told that explicitly, but okay, we're talking about music. If an artist of any other race or ethnicity made a song explicitly talking about killing people of their own race or ethnicity, if a Chinese rapper or if a Jewish rapper made a song about killing Jewish people, or a white rapper made a song about killing white people, people would be like, what's wrong with this person? He's insane. But people have become so
they do
numb.
something about it,
People have become so numb over the decades about black people rapping about killing other black people that this question's not even asked. It's just assumed by everyone. Oh yeah, that
Niggas killing niggas.
Very good point. Again,
It's
I
marketable.
did make a video, not just talking about rap in a negative way, because I believe there's a positive side to hip hop, which I call the bright side of hip hop, but there's also the dark side of hip hop. Is the hip hop that promotes violence, wickedness, evil, and make it look good, as if it's acceptable to the culture. But we see how that plays out in our communities, right? But I spoke about particularly drill rappers. What some of the drill rappers are saying, it is even hard to listen to. And there is a video, I'll link it at the end of this. You can see it in the perspective when I speak about the drill rappers. It is sad to hear and also deplorable, to say the least. But again, that is considered entertainment for the black culture today.
It ain't the worst shit I ever heard,
sad.
though. I'm gonna be honest with his
that's
African
just normal.
UK.
There's no shock value.
P did it.
At the same
P
time,
did
people
it.
are there, saying,
P
Black
did
Lives
it, tell you.
Matter, or
Before
we
P
need
did
to
it came,
treat each other better, or other
there had
people
some
need
niggas
to
saying
treat us
some
better,
shit.
and so on. And it's like, man, so much of this problem is internal. And when you hold that mirror up, I mean, as an outsider, it's even worse. But
I
if
got
that
a
mirror
whole
is held up,
playlist based on
it makes
niggas
people
that were
so
saying some
uncomfortable,
shit.
and they lash out.
Oh, he wants
Again,
some.
Talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and some of the things that they represent, I'm in no way saying everything about the system is evil. I do believe in its inception, there probably was some good intent, but let's be honest, he's been hijacked. He's been hijacked and he's turned into something different. The finances is telling you there is something shady going on.
Yeah, they found out a way to
Their
make more
goal
money off
as
it,
far
child.
as to destroy
Demons
the
ain't
nuclear
slick.
family.
They need it.
Tearing apart the homes, destroying
that
Christian
energy, huh?
values, promoting Marxism. That's what they say they stand for. Black Lives Matter protesters calling about putting cops in a pig in a blanket, and like the kind of nonsense they promote is very disturbing. While they were in their inception looking to do something positive, it has turned upside down. But to top
not
it
us.
off,
It ain't
it
upside
doesn't
down. It's not
help the
us.
black race either. As black people, let's be honest, this is not how we fix problems. It's not by crying out to somebody else to make changes to accommodate to our needs, when in reality, what we are dealing with is internal. So we have more of an internal demoral nature. We have more black families that are torn apart. We have more single parents home. We have more absentee fathers in the black race more than any other. We have more black men behind bars.
What he talking about? You be listening
For
to
such,
the other bald-headed nigga.
as far as our
just letting them
demographic,
speak,
I should say
because I don't
per
know what-
capita,
I don't got no time.
we are
no time stamp.
6%
Don't worry
black
about what
men,
he's saying.
13% black people as far as the number of blacks we have in the United States and to have over 44% of blacks behind bars, that is very telling. And over 70 something percent of our sons and daughters are being raised without fathers. This is really where our issues are. And again, the condition of our entertainment tells us that we promote violence and wickedness and drugs. We glorify the evil and we condemn that which is good. So really, where is the problem for the culture? It's not without. The issue is within.
And it's such a huge shame, because you know that if that mentality
put me in the
is
grave, I die where I'm
rejected,
at, yeah.
and people don't see themselves as lesser than, and don't assume that everyone else around them is trying to put the boot down on them and hold them down and so on, then they can go on and achieve incredible greatness. I mean, in the United States of America, and maybe one issue is that sadly Americans don't travel internationally very much, and so the worldview
Why
is
though?
so insular
Why answer
and
that?
so focused
Why?
on the US
Wait.
presence that people lack both perspective and gratitude. This doesn't just apply to Black Americans, it applies to, I think, Americans in general, but people don't realize just, like, if you are in the USA and you're an American in 2022, regardless of your skin color, gender, sexuality, whatever, like, the amount of opportunity in this country, like, I can guarantee you no one is oppressing you more than you're oppressing yourself.
There we go. Very significant point. That
I'm done.
Okay, now.
I'm just, that's the part.
Immigrants just got all that shit. They just told us the immigrants got all that stuff. They coming from other countries. Huh? Go ahead, P. Don't turn it to the whole comment. Go ahead, man. My bad. Go ahead.
Did I just hear this man say, no one is
Pete,
impressing you more than you are oppressing yourself? Hold on, brother. I gotta step up to the plate and say, you just told one of the biggest, fattest fucking lies that I've ever heard. First and foremost, if we have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I don't want to get us fucking flagged. Downtrodden, right? We've been so downtrodden to the point that we can't see a way out, right? But the way that we looking at other people come into this country and get money handed to them, hand over fist, right? With no stipulations attached to it. Yet the same stuff that they're applying for, they getting in a massive amount. But we apply for it, we only get it based off of what we say we got as income. Y'all don't think that sound like systemic racism? We gonna get the Mexicans and all these other foreign people that's coming over here $9,000, $10,000 in food stamps for a three person household, right?
Who spoke for them? Like, who was they, Al Sharpton or Ben Crump, to say that they could get all that in the first place too? I won't know. I just asked.
That's a very, very good question. Right?
Wait,
but then
so I'm not saying that, because I do believe that those things are outrageous, right? I'm not saying, but does it still mean that there's no opportunity in America?
No, there are plenty of opportunities. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but don't sit up there and make it seem like the opportunities that we go after we get. Because not every opportunity is an opportunity for us. We can go for it. We can shoot for the stars.
Chap, I just
that
seen
don't mean the rocket gonna take off, buddy.
I just seen a commercial, y'all. Look, McDonald's is doing this program where they have they're promoting Black designers, and McDonald's is supporting and giving money to support getting Black designers I guess, into the designer world or something. I don't know. It just that's what they keep saying, and they said it's the new black. So is that a good thing, or that's something that black people should have been did, like you were saying, on their own, and or because they got Louis Vuitton and them, and everybody else out there doing their thing. I guess they saying that they want to support black entrepreneur designers to be up there. I
It's not
guess
gonna
I don't
turn
know.
on.
That's what I was trying to figure out. But that's what it is. It's some kind of sponsorship, whatever.
That's why I told you the
Sponsoring them
people
about
should
that.
leave
What
it
y'all think
alone.
about that? Pertaining to what we talking about.
I'm gonna say this. It's awful
It's the
funny
new
that
black.
only around this time of year that you notice
What was the
McDonald's
old?
say they supporting certain things with regards to so-called black people or African American culture. When if you all gonna say you supporting black people or black designers or black, whatever, it should be a year-round thing. It should never be just around this time of year. Because if you notice, it's only around this time of year that you hear people start coming
See,
out of the
niggas like
woodwork
black.
saying that
It started
they
black.
support this, they support that, black this, black that. Why is it only around this time of year when it should be a year-round thing if you're trying to garner the support for people of color? I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong, but I'm saying if you gonna do it all year. Don't let it be a holiday thing. You want to give people opportunities? Give people opportunities year-round. They shouldn't have to work for you as a employee for you to say, well, we're gonna donate this amount of money to getting people in college or whatever like that. You're a multi-billion dollar a year business. Why not just say, hey, we're gonna take a whole high school of underprivileged kids or living in a poor community and pay for their college tuition for the 4 years, the whole school. You get it as a tax. You
You're
get that
talking
back
about
as a tax
handout
write-off.
versus opportunity. That's what I hear.
Opportunity be to become a black designer. I thought we had black designers though, so that's what I was trying to figure out too. Like, what was the whole big
That sound more like the stuff P
big
dot sound
hoopla
talking
about?
sound like more, fucking. He want the handouts. He just want them bitches to give him something type shit.
No, I'm saying you say you want to support.
Why they can't support you? All right, why it can't be like
Buy my clothes, bitch. Just buy my
something
clothes.
else, like you went straight
Just
to
buy
them.
my
Financial support. That's still financial
You went
support.
straight to them, just paying for something
That's
for
my
you.
thing.
Why
Yeah,
not?
that's my gripe. Yeah, Chop, you right, because I'm not on that. You right, because I'm not on that.
Like,
Chop,
you
hearing
ain't
what I'm
go
saying.
to
I'm not saying that, P. Like
give me an
okay.
opportunity, like
Let's say like they had if they had grants and shit out there for that,
build me a
and
motherfucking
that was something I could get, but it wasn't
put weight
enough,
at the park.
and it wasn't
That's
getting
what
to the
I'm
Okay,
certain
saying.
type
so
of people.
build you a clothing studio where you could mass. That's what
Where
you
you could
said.
learn how
No, you
to
gotta learn how to build
be a
first.
designer. You see what I'm saying? What the fuck?
But yeah, being a designer
Not
first,
like
I think
that.
is
Like,
why
you know what I'm
McDonald's
saying?
is
I
giving
see
them a
what P
chance.
dot is saying, but you talking about a
Me too.
fucking just pay for something type shit. You ain't talking about, because then after they send them people to college, then what? They gonna have to keep doing that? Just keep sending a whole bunch of them to college versus just
Yeah, I
building
don't think it's never
schools?
gonna work like that, P. Like you
Yeah,
said, a
like
year-round thing. I don't think they're never gonna do like a year-round thing just because of the money that they feel like that they're putting in,
No.
right?
I'm saying
Because
the year-round thing I'm speaking of is don't just do it when it suits you to say, that I
That's what I'm
want
saying.
to
I
support
see what
black
you're saying.
designers.
I think
That's what I'm
Silas
getting
saying
to.
he's saying what you're saying too. But what we both saying is too is like just think about it logically. Blunt talk, right? We sponsoring somebody, right? You think it make more sense for us to build a building where we could go and do the same working, or just keep sending them fucking money
Keep
every
paying
year?
somebody to use this shit,
Like, what the fuck? Why would we keep doing that?
and we got the money to get our own shit, basically.
Now we got an
And that's
opportunity
that's
that
where
we
I was,
created.
and that's
Like,
where I
you
was
know,
going there with it, y'all. When you just using that analogy, right? It's like using that as a designer. Why isn't a big name besides I'm gonna say Carl Kanai and Dapper Dan, right? You know, one of those were the two biggest names that really got up there. Your boy who made the Off-White too, I think. You know, them was the three biggest, I could say. Fubu was trying to get up there, but they smashed Fubu down where however the situation was. But as far as like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and these motherfuckers who stand the test of time, right? Polo, we don't have a black family or a black name up there in those spaces where you could just call them and say, yeah, that's what I got on. I think that's where I'm targeting mostly, my point of view.
like just all right. So
And I
look, I'm
think that's
gonna
for a
use
reason.
this for example, right? Cosmetology, right? Y'all probably was around for this. Y'all remember all the chicks going through the cosmetology shit? You had to go to Rob Wayne if you wanted to go through the cosmetology program, get the cosmetology thing, and this, that, and the third. A lot of them girls right now that did that shit got shops, son. That is an opportunity. See what I'm saying? Like that's an opportunity that those women or young girls that were at the time took advantage of, and now they fucking live their life off that shit.
That is
That's
true.
an opportunity. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want you to pay for shit for me. I want to pay for
Most
my own
definitely.
shit.
We talking about recognition though, right?
Yeah, I
Recognition
want to pay
after
for my
that.
own shit.
Them girls ain't
Man.
worrying about no fucking recognition. They making millions of dollars, stop living their life.
Yeah, they use
You
that
know,
same
some people,
cosmetology
but they
program.
do
What her
have
name is?
championships and hair shows and all that shit for competition and shit too, to know
Her
who's the
name
best
is
hairstylist too. So
Let me
that's
tell
what I
you
was talking
something else,
about as
though.
far as
She was
You
in
know
the
what the
competition and all that shit.
program, and look what
look
she wound up doing.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Like that shit.
The opportunity behind the cosmetology thing was they also used financial aid because this like going to an accredited school at that time too. So that you right, Chop. That was the opportunity that they took. It wasn't nothing free. In a sense it was free, but in a sense it wasn't. But yeah, it was a good opportunity. And I know some brothers who took up the barber cosmetology section. One of my homeboys I went to
I'm just
I
saying,
worked
son.
with.
I know some dudes did the same thing, and they still cut hair to this day. But I'm just using
When
that
I say
one
brother
program.
laid
It
up
was
there,
other shit. It definitely was other things. The 18-wheeler shit. That was one of the first places I ever went.
I
Straight
ain't
out
gonna lie,
of
I'm still
high
trying to do
school
that one.
to go. But I don't know. Like I said, bro, it's just. I guess it's
I
selective,
think what winds
depending
up
on
happening,
who say what or who you talking to, you know. But it is what
another
it is.
thing too, it
What
depends
you
on
eat
what.
don't make nobody else shit, bro. It's everybody live their own life the way they live it, and everybody don't go through the same experiences. So it's all letting to the factor. And if one is more than the other, then yeah, it need to be talked about. It need to be put out on blast, especially on Blunt Talk Note. Because whether we believe that it's systematic racism or systemic racism, whichever one we want to use, there's still a factor of things that's happening that we still can't explain. So as long as they have that little gap, fellas, it's it's something definitely to be discussed and talked about because we don't know what actually happened and we don't really know, so we can't say neither here nor there. So we could jump into you, Peter. What you got for us, bro?
I got a couple
Going
of
on,
things,
man.
man. I got a couple
Great take, though,
things.
Chop. Great take, bro. People definitely need to hear that.
Yeah, I didn't like. It fucked me up for them to have that perspective out there. I didn't know
It ran together, dude. I don't know if you noticed, but it ran together.
something right.
So my first video is from even though brother just spoke on the Black Lives Matter thing, we are talking about systemic racism and Sundown towns at this point. So I think this one is this first video is them Black Lives Matters showing up to the home of the director of the Triple K, Tom Robb. I didn't get a chance to really watch this video in its entirety. It's only about a minute and 36 seconds long, but
Is
I
this
think
city Sundown Town or
yeah, I think they're talking about it being classified as a sundown town.
okay?
So here we go.
A Black Lives Matter group took a trip to Zinc, home of the KKK compound, and Tom Robb. Michael Van Schoek shows us the protests and how people in town reacted.
A wave of people made their way to Zinc today for the first time, protesting hatred.
Racism that has been spread through this area for way far too long.
All hopeful of proving one point.
Even out here in your little neck of the woods where you think you don't have to, see the people that you hate, we know that hatred is here and we still don't tolerate it.
But for many living in the area, it was an unwelcome visit.
I think if they want to start trouble, they should do it in their own town. We didn't ask for them. We ain't never done nothing to them. And I don't really see what the reason for them being here.
Sonny Cropper was among those that made the trip from Springfield. He says the drive was worth the chance to spark conversation.
We came here open for dialogue. We want to be able to have conversations with people. And we want to be able to show people that this movement can come to a place like this and keep it peaceful the whole entire time.
One Branson man says his grandfather was in the KKK. He came to protest the hatred he learned so much about as a kid.
I mean, I was raised around a lot of hateful, spiteful, racist people, and I'm not here to try to put an end to it. My kids don't need to grow up. My nieces and nephews don't need to grow up. There is no sense for any of this.
But locals say they didn't deserve today's visit and don't want another.
Really, people just want to get done and go away.
But they say they're afraid another visit is right around the corner. Protesters say they're eager to come back.
Teeth missing. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Got the little crop tops on, tight jeans and shit. I ain't see that many wigs. That's the only difference.
This another one, y'all.
Look just alike. Why they got a lot of white people on the Black Lives Matter thing? What is going on?
Your guess is as good as mine, bro. But I'm
Did you notice that in my trip? I'm gonna leave you alone. Go ahead.
So this is another one. How they saying? This another Sundown Town one. Racism lingers in Illinois, Sundown Town. They didn't say what the name of the town was, but I know it's in Illinois.
Amid protests for Black lives around the country, about 50 people gathered on a recent Sunday afternoon to call for racial justice in a small town called Vienna in southern Illinois.
We have a unique opportunity to stand arm in arm with the people that are hurt by these things.
The protest was organized after a group of students at the local high school created a Snapchat
The Green Book, fellas. Remember the Green Book?
Hate Black people.
Yes, sir.
I know some of the kids
earlier.
that have been in the group chat and they've been nice to my face, but that just shows how they really feel.
Many of the protesters were from out of town. They were met with dozens of local
That boy
counter-protesters,
mixed.
some with Confederate flags.
We can't go into bigger towns until we tackle our hometowns.
Why the hell are you separating it out?
Because black people don't.
Bullshit, they the same as the white.
I grew up with white family and black family. I know what it's like.
Tell him, Cracker.
Vienna has a violent history. 66 years
Yeah,
ago,
let
a
death,
cluster
too.
of homes belonging to the
Talking
town's
shit.
small black population was set ablaze by white residents after a black man was accused of beating a white woman and raping her granddaughter. In the years that followed, Vienna became known as one of several sundown towns in southern Illinois, towns where black people had to clear out by nightfall or risk arrest, and often worse than that.
But they done already moved out.
It
See
was
what
one
the
of
black
many
man doing around now.
reasons ensured their town stayed all white. Though some black people live in the town today, that legacy lingers in a place like
See?
Vienna.
Some black people still live there. You heard it, huh?
Very uncomfortable.
Having race babies and everything. Look.
Nicholas Lewis came to town 2 years ago. When his girlfriend got pregnant, he stayed to raise their son.
See?
Now he wants to leave.
Still doing the
I
same
feel
shit
scared
to this
of,
day.
like just even strains going around to the store because I know all eyes on me. I started coming outside more and more, and seeing that
He messed with a
what
white
it really
girl.
was,
Why didn't I
and I'm
show his
like,
wife?
Damn,
she white.
Where's the white people at?
So you wasn't born yet, but still.
As for the white residents, many of them don't see racism as a problem in Vienna at all.
I never
Of
knew
course they
racism existed.
We got along fine on racism. I was
We didn't
great.
even know it
I've
exists, nigga.
had black friends. I've had black babysitters.
Look, I
I've
have
had
black
black
friends.
people who took care of me through my childhood. Black people nurtured me, mentored me. We
Come
were
on,
very
son.
best
You get
of
the
damn
same
friends.
opportunities as we
People
do.
just
Look
don't
at him.
get it. The pain that racism causes. People may say, racism's gone, it doesn't exist anymore, but it's definitely still a problem.
James Davis is a truck driver from a nearby town. He grew up knowing which towns to avoid stopping in while driving through.
Some people, they might say it and whole time they're thinking in the back of their mind, yeah, we're still Sundown town. We don't like people of color here. So you never know.
These little pods still exist because of
There
the
is
history.
some hope for a small
That's what
town
we
like Vienna
cannot
to reckon
erase.
with its past and become a more welcoming place for black people. But Lewis isn't optimistic.
It's gonna stay the same because this is a small
By the time they
southern
show a
town,
white
so
woman.
they don't like change.
That
Noy
shit.
Nasser,
Oh,
the
what?
Associated Press, Vienna,
That
Illinois.
gotta be the mama. That can't be the wife. That's gotta be his mama or her mama.
This
Damn,
game,
probably is P. Dot. Hey, bro.
you're not ready for
Who
it.
am I to judge? Who am
Damn
I?
it.
Who am I?
To breaking news, new details in the death
Child, what you got to say
investigations.
about that,
All
brother?
right.
Because there's equal opportunity for everybody, bro. What you got to say about that?
Well, we know
It's
You
two,
can move
now
on.
remember,
after
it's
that,
two
P. Dot, but I
videos.
just
It's
want to
two
hear what y'all
videos
say,
you got.
'cause I say what I have to
I
say.
want your comment on both of the videos.
in the beginning, probably, yeah, at the bottom, but at the top, ain't no equal opportunity at the top. At certain shit, you got to be white to get to the equal opportunity shit. Just being real, like, you know what I'm saying?
Because you got to start dealing with nepotism and all that other shit, right? Once you start moving up,
Start climbing
people
up that.
have to realize that when you want to be a part of a certain triangle, like if you want to be a part of that, yeah, you could go out in the woods and shit too. But if you want to be a part of that, then you have to understand that this is their format.
And they
And
gonna
that's what
use
you
it.
going with.
And
Don't try to
they
make it
gonna
seem like
use that.
it's nothing else. It is what it is. But great points though, fellas.
So this is now that I done did my little I still got a couple more sundown towns, but we kind of covered the one in Vider. Yeah, so did we cover the one in Vider?
Well, I have we did, and I want to show the racist group. I thought Chat was gonna show it. I'm gonna show them right quick, and P. Dot, you come right after that, dog. Just come right after it. I just want to
Because
show you
my next
these
two
motherfuckers.
videos, just a FYI, my next two videos, one 1 minute 13 seconds, the other one 20 minutes 45 seconds. But I'm gonna skip through because the lawyers that's representing the families of damn it, what's that young man name? God damn it, Javion.
They gonna mention it in the video? Okay.
Yeah, the lawyers that's representing him
McGee, yeah.
is gonna be speaking out about what we was talking about with the vagueness of the vagueness of the
Report.
police giving their statements. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna speak out about that because that statement, when these lawyers go to talking about it, is gonna make it apparent why the lawyers had to get involved with it because of the vagueness of what the police was saying. So I'm gonna pull this down right quick and let you show the video you gotta show, and then we're gonna jump right back into that.
Yeah, go ahead. Because you could have kept it up. Look, it's gonna play right over yours. Check this out. I just wanted y'all to see the activities that was going on while a lot of the stuff was going on as far as allegations when this man so-called suspended himself.
Vider. Several people who appear to be part of a white supremacist group were seen demonstrating in Vider on Saturday afternoon. Take a look at these photos. At least 6 masked people in camouflage showed up on the corner of Main Street and East Tram Road in Vider. They displayed an Aryan Freedom Network flag along with a Confederate flag that had their logo on it. White power and swastika signs were also on display for drivers. Vider resident tells 12 News the group was talking to people in their cars as they passed by. A video on Facebook shows Vider police officers showing up to talk to the group. 12 News was told that they left shortly after that. And we spoke to Vider Police Chief Rod Carroll by phone, getting his response on the entire thing.
There was some interaction going on with the citizens.
Remember his face, y'all? Remember him, y'all?
These individuals, when we arrived, advised that they're in the process of packing up and leaving, and asked if we would follow them out of town so nobody else would follow them. Vider's not the Vider of 40 years ago.
It's a racist town, no.
And I'm actually proud of the citizenry for standing up against bigotry.
And they are described as a small but growing neo-Nazi group based out of DeKalb, Texas. According to the Anti-Defamation League, the AFN claims that they have chapters in 21 states, with Texas being the most, according to their website, which also claims to have a chapter right here in Vider.
Go ahead, Peter. Do your thing, Claire.
Oh, look at that shit.
Yeah,
now they got a chapter in Vider, but don't nobody want to talk about that now. We love our color folk down here in Vider.
And look, that chapter, remember, they say the chapter wasn't even from Vider. They came from somewhere else and posted up knowing that there was a chapter there. See? So,
all right, y'all. So this Javion McGee, y'all.
That's
listen to what
it was us.
Now, listen to what the news media is saying that the police reported.
We starting a militia.
So I'm gonna start it back from the beginning so we don't miss nothing important.
New breaking news, new details in the death investigations surrounding.
Now remember, when they get new details, the new details only come from one place: the police.
Javion McGee, a man found dead with a rope around his neck in Vance County.
Investigative reporter Mary Smith is here with us. You've been following this all along. You've got brand new video just released. Tell us what you got.
Yeah, that's right. We got this video within the last 45 minutes. It's dated September 10th, the day before Javion McGee was found dead, and appears to show him purchasing rope at Walmart. Here is the surveillance video from the Walmart Supercenter in Henderson. The video appears to show him at the self-checkout purchasing the blue rope. It shows he paid $4.20 for it. You can then see him walk out of the store, and he walks across the parking lot to his truck and drives off. The sheriff's office says his body was found in an area off Vanco Mill Road. They say deputies found him near the base of a tree in a seated position with a rope wrapped around his neck and the other end attached to a tree. McGee's family believes it was a hate crime, and attorneys representing the family say he has no history of mental illness. The sheriff's office is calling this a death investigation. His family is now pleading for answers about what happened to him. We have reached out to Vance County Sheriff Brame for more information and updates on this case. We are waiting to hear back. Mary Smith, CBS 17 News.
At Harbor Freight, we do business differently from the other guys. We design and test our own tools and sell them directly to you.
Come on, get this
no middleman. Just
right here behind Attorney Daniels. He'll be in the front.
Who will be from me?
Oh, no, Mr. Daniels will be in front. If you guys stand right here, we'll be right behind him. Thank you so much.
I want you to introduce yourself. Let me step in.
As in boy, ER, S as in Sam.
Skip all that.
They're not in a position to answer questions now, so any of those questions are going to be bounced off of us. If you have some questions that you would like to pass through us, that's okay, and we'll see if they're able to answer. We've asked them to limit any statement to how this experience has impacted them, and reserve any legal questions or factual questions for their attorneys. Okay. That being said, you'll hear next from.
All right. So let me start by saying here, this is an absolute, put my glasses back on. This is an absolute tragedy, no matter how it panned out. You got a 21-year-old, bright, rising star, independent young black man from Chicago, Illinois, who has taken a path to be independent of his parents, to work as over-the-road trucker, and was doing a phenomenal job. He found himself in Vance County, and like I said, the facts are still working its way out, but we do know that he was found hanging from a tree. Now, I know there have been some statements from the sheriff concerning what's considered a lynching or a hanging, but I'll show you the pictures that we saw. It's very clear that he was hanging. Not in the manner which you may saw in the 60s and the 20s and 30s, but it's nothing to take away from it. We are here for one reason.
That's a great point, Ron, because Blunt Talk been saying that from the beginning.
Justice for Javion and the McGee family. To ensure that we get transparency in this process. I know the sheriff, they have sent this case over to the State Bureau of Investigation, Attorney General, to do a further investigation in this particular matter. At this time, let me be very clear. The manner and the cause of death of Javion has not been determined at this time. The manner and cause of death has not been determined. So for any suggestion that it's a suicide,
that's a good thing too, fellas.
Suicide will be grossly premature, right, Lee?
Y'all hear that, huh? Good. That's
now
a good
remember,
thing, fellas.
when the whole story
broke, they tried to hurry up and get in front of it. I remember.
When the whole story broke, the first thing the black sheriff said, this was an apparent suicide.
I knew it was something with that motherfucker, bro. He was talking about that shit too smooth, bro. He sounded. Go ahead, P, bro. But that motherfucker there, bro, he got on my nerves, bro.
Not only that, remember, he was like, oh, well, TikTok post saying that it was a lynching and this and this and this. We assure you that it wasn't. This is an apparent suicide. Now, this is why the family went and got lawyers. Because the first thing y'all said was this was an apparent suicide. And what the parents are saying is, hold up, I know my child. I know how my child think. I know how think about it. If you the parent who know your child, right? The only way you could not know what your child is about to do is if you ain't paying no attention to that child. Right?
Right.
So if you pay attention to your child like you're supposed to pay attention to your child,
like
you
you
know
say
what's
you
something
do.
wrong with it.
Right.
You know what's something bothering them.
You do.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for
If
real,
you-
yeah, because some people do say that, bro, and it go back to what you were saying about your about your child, like how you say, you know what I'm saying? You get with them early, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you know all that about them to know what they want to do and know all that shit. So you would know when your child probably would be going through something when they acting that different to where they want to unalive themselves, huh? Right? You would catch on to them signs if you was around. So I get what he's saying. And then looking at what Ron's saying, how the police is just trying to say, well, this is what it was. These people like, no, well, we saying that, then no, they lying to y'all because this is not the ruling, and nobody should be saying nothing about that right now because they would be fucking with the case. And I love it, y'all, because they're not giving up on what's going on, bro, because we talked about it all together, bro, when I first broke this story, bro. it was something fishy about the whole situation, and y'all made it seem like the man wasn't extended in that tree, which he was off his feet a little bit. He wasn't, like the man said, he wasn't like in the 60s hanging off the side of a branch like as you would see in a picture or something, right? When they talk about the Timberland boot tree and all that dumbass shit, right? He was still on the tree, but he still was off his feet round to where he was extended up. So looking at it like that from that perspective, bro, you gotta see that point of view of it. And it's crazy that these people just, try to brush that off.
Grossly premature. Well, we do know we have a young black man hanging from a tree in North Carolina. And when I say hanging, not a traditional feet dangling, but nevertheless, a rope was tied to his neck, around his neck, and tied to a tree. So the next steps here, obviously, continued transparency from the sheriff office. His family came over from Chicago and Texas. You can imagine the phone call they received about the loss of their son, Javion, which was
how did he tighten it too, fellas? How did he tighten it?
Should
then?
Receive no parent should have to bury their child.
If it wasn't from gravity, child, how did he tighten
circumstances. But we are here to ensure that the investigation move forward. I don't care if it's in Vance County, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California. You would not call a family and tell them a suicide and the investigation is not complete. That's invoking Lee and myself, Jason, and other attorneys and civil rights activists to come here to make sure the investigations is carried out properly. Because anybody,
so I don't see
no
big crump fat tongue ass.
If somebody receive a phone call as such troubling as this and say, hey, this is what we believe would happen, come get your loved one, that's a red flag. The parents didn't have the opportunity
red flag
to see
all day.
The body or any pictures.
Yeah,
or even identify Javion.
I want to see my son.
Today was.
I want to see my daughter. What you mean?
To identify there was in fact Javion.
Sure,
dude.
You ain't hiding nothing from me. What you mean?
Today, the first day that the family was even shown a picture.
Ain't no way, chop.
The body?
I don't give a fuck what laws you want me to go by, dog. Ain't no fucking way, dog. When that shit happened, you supposed to be calling me, nigga.
Exactly.
Straight up. And I'm coming wherever the fuck y'all talking about, wherever the fuck it happened, man. Y'all done lost your fucking mind, bro. Who going home?
Telling you,
y'all just go home and wait for the... Huh? Man, where y'all going, man?
I'm going wherever.
These people fucked up, bro.
You go to your house, I'm going to your house. Fuck.
These people fucked up, bro. But that's what they do, bro. They manipulate you to think that that's what you have. Just go by what we telling you. We gonna get with you. We gonna, they keep reassuring you before they leave, bro.
Fuck your reassurance.
And that's the fuck. Man, you don't feel comfortable, bro. You can't feel comfortable, bro. You know how hard that probably is, bro? Motherfucker telling you gotta go home and shit.
Knowing your child
talk to me in the morning.
Strung up in a tree.
Especially that. Knowing the trauma, the traumatization that goes with the history of just saying that to somebody, child, that's of our stature.
And not to mention, it's in a city where, we got a black sheriff, predominantly white city.
Yeah, bro. I looked up the statics. I looked up the stats.
I didn't look it up, but I know that's a predominantly white city. That's a predominantly white city.
I'm just gonna say that.
And all these sheriffs that's out there, like I be telling people, bro, my mama had a saying with them. She called them token black folk.
Some of them truckers was warning people about that too. But go ahead, Pete, with that.
When my mom used to have a saying for stuff like that because she called them token black folk. Oh, well, we gonna put you up here as the sheriff.
Token
you the face of the shit. Yeah, you token. You just the face. You don't have no power here.
and they'll use that power against you, a person of color, but they ain't gonna use that same type of power against a non-person of color. You see what I'm saying? Like I
So a
said,
lot of our people
they
is selling us out for their
for
own
power,
personal gain.
for
Then
their own personal gain. Yeah. But what's so sad is that's why I was sad. You know, Chop was like, you can't say you ain't safe as a
systematic
sheriff. What the
racism
fuck
got
do you
color.
mean? What you mean? They'll kill his ass quicker than they'll kill anybody else. Sheriff found dead. They don't know no suspects, no motive. Shit. They kill that boy. Let him talk about, oh, we found a suspect and he was white, but that white person was a prominent member of the upstanding community of non-colored people. Watch how quick they string his ass up. Watch how quick they string him up. I'm serious, bro. This the type of stuff that like, you know, I you know, my mama born in the 40s. So a lot of shit she done seen in her time. From 40 to 60, from 42 to 60, my mom was 18 years old. And I can tell you, I know she saw a lot of shit. And Sundown Town, she probably come from one of them motherfuckers because they came from Mississippi to New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know what the real reason why my
your
people
mama remember jazz, rock,
blues,
hip hop, rock and roll, blues.
Shit, she done lived through all of them, bro. And
I know she did.
Bro,
Bless
I'm telling
moms,
you
man. Blessings
that
up to
she
moms.
had some sayings that didn't make sense to me then, but them bitches make sense now. I ain't gonna tell you, I ain't gonna stunt, I ain't gonna front. Fuck.
You don't have to, player. That's what I've been learning. I just ain't been denying it. Me, it's been coming to pass, B-Dot.
Yeah, everything, bro. And that's what's so wild about this, dude, is that everything she said back then is what's happening now, only because it happened back then. And we got the same type of shit going on.
Not to cut y'all, Grace said they got the sundown towns up north everywhere, y'all.
Yeah,
so it's not just in the Gulf of Mexico.
Nah, it ain't in the South no more.
Not now, but you know, yeah, but
yeah,
we're just realizing that a lot of this was going on during travel, and that Green Book thing really was something that people needed to have back then, especially if you was of our stature and traveling these areas. So this wasn't just some folklore stuff. So P, if you got something else that you wanted to present, because we can move on. We've been past the 3-hour marker. We don't want to keep the people too long, though. We're gonna try to keep it pushing, you know. But yeah, Ron, please stay up on the McGee situation, people. Grace, I don't know if you heard about it, but the McGee situation is just one of a few situations that we talked about earlier, where a lot of these people are found suspended in these areas, and people have no clue of what's going on. Yes, the rating of what we call unaliving yourself has increased, you know, and that's
so-called unaliving yourself.
Yeah, and as far as we would say so-called men of our stature, you know, they say it has increased, and that's not only through depression, but it's also through drugs, mental breakdowns, and other situations that might come up. So to highlight it right now in these areas and not have too much to say about them, that is the gray area that we're trying to make right, because we know in life a lot of times people try to hide things because of certain situations, and a lot of people go along with things that they shouldn't, knowing they hear what they should believe. So he's not doing a great job of breaking some of this down, and just listening to what the people got to say about it, you know. So yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead,
because
Pete.
this one I actually listened to because like I said, I had a slow day at work, so I had time to listen to this one. But these next couple of people that's coming up, they're gonna give more of a breakdown into the situation about the police, what they're saying, and why they're there. Because these not on these, mind you, these are some civil rights attorneys, civil rights activists, and people that like Ben Crump go around, but they not in it. From my standpoint, these guys don't look like they in it for any type of being recognized situations. They look like they actually in it to get to the bottom of what's going on because it's happening a little too often and too frequent. Like, ain't no way in an 8-month span or even in a 2-month span you should have this many unalivings of young black people in predominantly white cities.
That's a great point. Great point.
In that amount of time.
And
So check
ignored by the media though too.
Ignored by the media and downplayed by the police. Oh wait, I forgot to turn the volume back up. My bad. A couple of seconds.
I think anybody want for the family speak? Okay. All right, we're gonna bring up Jason Keith. He's a local councilor in North Carolina.
First of all, look, I would like to say we would like to thank Lee Merritt, Harry Daniels, and this is Andrew Covington with me for coming. You might ask, why are we here? Accountability, transparency. The community needs answers, and we're here to apply pressure. Lee has flown in from Texas. Harry's flown in from Georgia. I'm out of Greensboro. Covington's out of Raleigh. We're here for answers, and we're not leaving till we get them. The family deserves them. And we've seen the videos, we've seen the photographs, and this investigation is not complete. This investigation is too premature for any determination to be made what happened. What we want is we want answers. We want them now. We want them as soon as possible. And we want the system to work because this family should not be in a position where they get a phone call about this young man coming into this county, working his job, and that he's found hanging from a tree. And the pictures, it's horrible. And this county deserves to explain, to spend the resources to let us know every detail of what happened. And that's what we're here for. And so I think Harry was right. I think Lee was right. I think Covington, everybody, we're here to apply pressure, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to stay as long as it takes. And we're going to talk to who we need to talk to, and we're going to make as much noise as we need to get answers, to get the truth, and to make sure there's justice for Javion.
Right.
Sir, please. Go ahead.
Like the other council have said, we're here to get answers and justice, and we're not going to leave until we get that. There's no reason why we don't already have these answers, and we're going to work as hard as we can until we get them.
Chad?
Thank you. A moment ago, Lieutenant Bishop from the Vance County Sheriff's Department spoke with the family at length. The meeting lasted about 2 hours where we began to get into the actual evidence that's currently in their possession. Some significant points were made. I'm open to any questions
Grace,
that you all might
I just
have
told
about
them niggas that. Ain't no Ben Crump fat tongue ass.
And I'll back
that
up a
nigga
moment
ain't
ago.
shit.
As I mentioned, my name is Lee Merritt. I'm a civil rights attorney. The reason that the family has asked me to be a part of this case is because we're not investigating a personal injury case or a wrongful death case. We're investigating the lynching of a young man in 2024. It would be a misnomer to say that kind of thing doesn't happen anymore. We saw a public lynching in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. We've seen public lynchings or racialized killings of individuals.
They did call him.
And it's something that needs to continue to be investigated.
It's the nigga who showed up.
Unfortunately, in this country, we haven't dealt with our ghosts of racism and lynching. And so we often want to sweep it under the rug. The family has brought in these attorneys to ensure that does not happen. Concerning what we have found, the medical examiner's report determined that there was bruising along the neck and a broken neck bone.
Bruising along the neck.
Indeed.
So it ain't just a tip. It ain't a hanging. Somebody snapped that man's neck and then strung him up to the tree. Because if he wasn't, think about it, like you said, Silent, his feet was off the ground.
Who pulled it?
But he wasn't
Who pulled it to snap it?
All right.
I'm listening to you. I'm not. Yeah, I'm listening to you. You can keep
So
talking.
I'm like,
we saying the same shit.
If you wasn't that high up, like if you ain't hanging off a branch, the only thing to snap
for
your
the gravity
neck like that is the gravity
we still
of your
believe
body
in science,
dropping.
right? Oh, we forgot about
right.
science.
Yeah, I guess the apple don't
know.
fall out of the trees no more. I guess the trees fall up into the apple.
Yeah, James, Newton is full of shit, right? Okay.
Shit.
So let me know what you want me to believe, so I can find out what happened to this young man. That's all I'm saying.
Right, because what I'm saying
they
is,
getting on my nerves.
I think somebody snapped his neck, and I really believe since the sheriff laid up there and came up with this apparent suicide statement, I believe it was one of them officers that tried to use a forbidden chokehold, and the boy struggled to get free, got his neck broke, and then, we gotta cover this up. Let's tie him to this tree and make it look like and we'll say he hung himself. But who tied the rope to the fucking tree? Because he can't do it. You can't tie the rope to your neck and to the tree.
That's what he would have to replace himself inside of the ropes while they're tied to the tree to do all that by himself.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And
where
is the apparatus of the weight?
Wait, hold up. Wait.
I'm trying to man.
We gotta go back because that tree looked like it was pretty big to say he only had a 4-foot rope. A 4-foot rope ain't gonna wrap around a tree that big.
You saw how he was playing with the rope in Walmart? That was suspicious to me too. As if he was getting it for somebody else.
Bruh, come on now.
Or if that was even him. I don't know,
look,
P.
Yeah, there you go. Look,
I'm not
that's
going
what
to
I was about to say.
What you saying, but how he was playing with the rope, it was like, okay, you want some rope, like right quick? Yeah, like I went got it for somebody else. I don't know. So was somebody else with him too? I don't want to rule that out neither. But
right.
The question is, what was he doing there in that location? Well, he went to the Hampton Inn. They had no room, so he went to where traditionally truck drivers that's coming through here would go. And normally, if you would go, it doesn't make sense to go around where other truck drivers will be at to go kill yourself. If you're gonna kill yourself, you find a road down here that nobody's down, and you do it down there. I mean, it does. The facts and the things doesn't make sense as to a mentality, a mindset.
They're gonna ask you what he bought the rope for then.
Now I understand about the buying a rope at Walmart as a truck driver. It's a lot of reasonable explanations for that.
Here we go.
You got a lot of times these trucks, and Dad is a seasoned truck driver. A lot of trucks have universal keys that other keys from other trucks can open if it's the same make and model. So if I'm sleeping in the middle of nowhere, you got to think about it. If you're sleeping in the middle of nowhere in a truck and somebody else can possibly get in your truck, you go around safety with numbers. So it's a lot of reasonable explanations.
No, he probably bought that 4-foot rope to tie the doors closed in the truck. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way, even if they do try to get in the truck, the rope gonna stop the door from opening because you tied the doors together. That's the only thing I think he bought that fucking rope for.
No, Grace, you right though. Look, if you come up with something, man, let us know. Look, on the social media side of the game, that's what we be looking for, because we'll definitely bring it up over here. You know what I'm saying? And people that that's interested in this type of stuff, man, tell them come over here. And I'm telling you, we figured out the motherfucking together. This how it happened. Get with these people right here. That's why I say shout out to Publishing earlier, because he's one of the only dudes I ever seen, really get down with this. Because he said, a lot of the stuff is never was on the news. Yeah, he getting stuff from social media that people that live in those areas telling you what's going on. So a lot of our stories don't get promoted, even though we do have the promotion of TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. It still don't get promoted. Look at our views, brother, and look how much stuff we be talking about. Is they crazy? How this not getting out to the people? because of what we talked about and what we talking about right now. You know, there's no such thing. Systematic racism. How? We talking about something right now, racist as fuck, and we
and you go no, you know what's gonna happen?
Nobody
Fact
cares,
checkers,
right? Look,
fact
see what I'm
checkers gonna
saying?
pop
It's
up
just that
on our
nobody
shit and say,
cares, right?
here's the information
Stop
on this
it.
subject.
People do care. They don't get this. They don't push this information to the people, and that's for a racist reason. And that would be considered systemic. See? Because there's a branch, there's a root. You feel me? It don't matter what field it is, because you grow different shit. Strawberries, oranges, bananas, something that grapes, it grow different ways, right? It's the same shit with this bullshit.
Trying to tell you.
Just get it through your thick skull. Just get it through your thick skull and do what you got to do, because that's all you could do is preserve you and your family. And I get that. But when you could reach out to somebody, or when you could pull people with you, man, do that. Because that's what you're on earth for, I think. So stop playing with it. It does exist. All this shit. I wouldn't even be talking about it if it didn't.
Why a rope was purchased. You know, I know with the optics, it looks like you get a rope, the next thing you found hanging from a tree. And if somebody can jump that conclusion. But look, you know, I went to school in North Carolina Central School of Law. I think it's the best law school in the nation. It's definitely North Carolina. You don't jump. I know you might not agree. You don't jump from buying a rope at Walmart and somebody hanging and say they committed suicide. We got things called evidence and facts that we must go through. And what was lacked here at the beginning of his family, the evidence, the facts have not been developed before you make a conclusion that he killed himself. Not on my watch, not on Lee's watch. And that's exactly why we're here to support this family.
I want to just further your question concerning the timeline. And it's important that the sheriff's office should release a timeline. There's evidence, there's witnesses, there's additional video showing up to almost hours before his death. So there is a more clear timeline.
See?
I'm sorry,
See what I'm saying?
The time that we suppose that his death took place. So, yes, sir.
Is there any physical evidence that he was physically beat? Is there any evidence that he was physically beat in the face of around his body area?
We are still in the investigation terms, gathering evidence concerning whether or not he was assaulted. In terms of his physical body, there's bruising about his body that could be consistent with him hanging from a tree and being exposed to the elements for an extended period of time. There's also an additional way to translate that evidence to say that he was bruised or hurt or injured by others.
Yeah, are you pursuing an independent?
Basically put, they found evidence to support that he was beaten.
It could
and
be
that
either
he was
or.
hanged.
Yeah.
No, you could
It
think
wasn't
about
just
it.
ruled out.
We can't say
It wasn't just ruled out as a suicide, as
they
a
know.
ooh-eyed, as the sheriff said. That's what I'm saying. Sheriff already automatically said ooh-eyed. Them people is saying no.
No. Look, they going with my favorite line. No. That's not what
Rest
we
in peace to
said.
Mutombo. No.
Right.
No.
But
Man,
that
we gotta talk about this. Yeah,
see
we gotta
that-
talk about this.
Because when I heard him say that part, when I heard him like, first of all, even if he was left in the sun for a couple hours,
the bruising is still not the same as
being sunburned.
What you call that? Sunburn. Thank you, brother.
You see what I'm saying?
We on the same page.
Bruising.
Top track, you still in the building?
Bruising consisting of, we're not gonna say that it's actually bruising of him being apparatusized to a tree, right? Because
suspended. That's the word they use. Suspended. Suspended from a
the
tree.
actual suspending part of the body that would be
That's a good point, Grace.
Would be the
body
part
don't
that
bruise after death.
They don't
after death.
They don't, because once blood stops circulating, there's no, like blood only what's the word, coagulates from an impact that happens while blood is circulating. You see what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right, P.
So
No, you're right.
So in order, you like, even if I was to break somebody's bone,
that swelling more than anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't even see that after the fact. Now, the only thing that you would see after that, and that only comes after several days of being exposed to the elements, is the
That's what I'm
swelling,
saying.
and that's only because of the gases in your body not being released.
Yes, all that type. Yeah, all that stuff. Yep,
You
all
see
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right.
With
they got a lot of
that
explaining to do. They do. They got some explaining to do. It.
Oh, they got a lot of
I
explaining to do.
think Grace is understanding, because I don't want people to just, take, and I don't want people to think that we're leading them into anything neither. I just want them to see the evidence of what we even have, and it's a little bit to nothing, Grace. It's a little bit to nothing that we have on these cases, which makes it even weirder, because when they're ready to talk about suicide, they go full throttle about how the young kid did this and did that. But now we see these so-called cases of this same predicament. It's like, well, we don't hear nothing about it. Like, why y'all not talking about this? This should be something to talk about. See, because it's going to raise too many red flags. It's going to raise too many red flags.
Here's another thing that we're not looking at too, bro. If it was an alleged situation where it was a colored person versus a non-colored person, or a colored or non-colored person,
that's what your boy said earlier.
They gonna give you all the information they can.
But look, that's what he said. When the last time you seen from the cracker perspective, from a suspended, when they suspended from somewhere? When the last time you heard that? See?
Never.
I mean, I ain't gonna say never, but a long time being where I can't remember. I'm gonna say that. So where I can't remember.
Only time I ever heard of
this is
a
crazy.
non-colored person being suspended like that in the air is only by their own choice. That's the only time.
And that's what they're trying to connect it to. And I'm glad you said that. So now you see why they trying to use the motive of it being ooh-eyed.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that weird? That's weird.
I don't think
because we never.
Our level of ooh-eyed that we're gonna do is gonna involve us committing murder on another person and ourselves at the same time, or
it's like a double time. Yeah, it's like a double time on a tip and T. You feel me? I get you.
That's the only time you hear about that when it comes to colored people.
It's very strange. It's
for the price of one.
This whole case, and Grace, that's why we talking like that, because YouTube play too much. So we don't want to say exact words, but you probably get what we talking about though too, if you've been really listening to us. So the truck driver thing is
good point, Grace. Good point.
Go ahead, bring that up. Heat out if you want to speak on it right quick.
She said truck drivers carry. She said truck drivers carry weapons. He could have unalived himself with less pain.
They got all kind of Zopazide, and
he could have took a whole bunch of Look, he could have took a whole bunch of
they got that Zolfanzetic.
He could have
took some. He
could have took a bunch of Nitol. Unisomed himself to
they got all kind
you know what I'm saying?
It could have dropped the cleaner sleep off. You hear me?
But look,
he decided to put all that activity into to take himself out. Huh? That's what we doing.
What's crazy is, why would he listen? Another thing I just thought about too. If you wanted to garner that much attention, why would you wait until nobody's around to do it when you could have did it when a bunch of people were around?
People say that was that area. Why does it make any sense?
Then the other thing is, he wasn't that far from an actual truck stop area. His truck was found a couple of blocks away. So that automatically leads me to believe that someone else was involved with this. Why they didn't fingerprint the truck?
Guess what, P?
Because the only
Guess
fingerprint
what,
supposed
P?
to be on that truck
Know
is
what you
his.
forgetting? Know what you forgetting, right? You know he
Predominantly
talked to the
white town.
police. In that predominantly white town, he had talked to the police
That's why I'm thinking
before
it might have
before
any of that happened. Yeah.
before the suspension in the tree. Yes.
The unaliving suspension. The suspension unaliving. That's what I'm saying. The suspension unaliving.
Hey, we gonna definitely come back to it. Man, great show, Peter. Great show, bro. Any final words? Chop Track, if you're still in the building, any final words? Y'all drop it off right now, man. Because we gonna go out with the preacher. I got a preacher for y'all who wanted to give some words for the racists. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna end the show off that way. So I am Silent Child 17.
P Dot on the spot. Don't know where Chop Tracks was at in the building, but he's still with us.
But y'all give me y'all final. Yeah, y'all give me y'all final words. If y'all can.
I think the biggest thing we need to start investigating our time into is knowing when we're being BS by the social media, by media. Because I've been telling people this for a long time. The quickest way our information gets spread is not by news. None of these news media outlets. Because a lot of news media outlets are getting the news secondhand from social media too. And the only way they could even talk about it is if they talk about it in a redacted form. Whereas when we talk about it on social media, if it don't get flagged by YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or none of them other, because like I say,
you remember Money Talks? Fact, you remember Money Talks? That movie, Money Talks, with
very, very, very vaguely, Damon Wayans,
Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker.
I thought that was with Damon Wayans.
Charlie Sheen. It was Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker. He was a reporter. Nigga told that nigga he was running from murder and shit because they had him for murdering cops, but it really wasn't him. It was a big diamond heist, and he was trying to break the nigga out of jail. But the whole thing is, it go with what you were saying about the reporter thing in the situation, because they got to go by the bosses, what the bosses say. See, they can have the stories, P-Dot. Like all them journalists, they'll have the story. They would have stories about Sundown Town, but they would bring it to the boss. And the boss would say, nah, that's not the shit for this week type shit.
What they call them? The editor-in-chief.
Yeah, the chief shit. So when they bring it to them, it's like your boy told him, nigga, this sweet. Nigga, you got to do better than this. You can't just be doing a little bullshit stories. That's how they talk to them, people, when they come down to stories like this. So just adding on to what you were saying, but basically saying it's not just all them. It's the people who they work for that, shut down a lot of these stories as well.
Which is a bad thing, bro, because if you are so-called true journalist, you report
that's
the
what comes
real
in
information.
That's where it makes it systemic. Yep.
Yeah, but that's the big thing that I would say is the biggest takeaway is, knowing when you being bullshitted by the police with their stories and what they're telling you versus the media. You got to know how to piece all that shit together for yourself. Because we talk about that a lot on Blunt Talk, and we listen to the stories and we think about it on a logical level. You got to take emotions out. Emotional thinking will always lead you astray. When you start thinking on a logical level and start thinking, does this make sense that they said it this way, or does it make more sense for them to have said it this way? Because in your mind, you know what the truth is. And right now, all these sheriffs that's coming up saying these things about this being an apparent suicide without no actual factual evidence to support that claim, it's all a lie.
So don't get fooled. Don't get fooled by the tricks and the whistles, even though you are, that type of person, because they will take advantage of you. Definitely.
Every time.
Hey,
So
Shout
let's
out to
let
my
the preacher.
people.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Pete. Go ahead, Pete.
that's something I gotta do. You know, I gotta do this every week. Shout out DD504 Grace, Richie Rich, all of the
Appreciate
fans
your
that
grace.
joined
Always
us.
have some great questions too and great answers.
All of the Blunt Talk followers out there, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Make sure to spread the word because we still bringing it to you.
And we ain't gonna stop neither. That's what they don't know. Just bring people there. Just tell them to just bring them over here. We ain't gonna stop. Just tell them to come on over, Peter. Just tell them you might as well sit down and not care. You might as well just forget everything you learned about and say fuck it and come listen to us.
Yeah, if they don't, they missing out. They missing out because a lot of these dudes that's out here with these stories that they're covering, they giving us bad information. Like that dude that was just on Rumble that I was about to get on his face until Chop stopped me.
You think for yourself over here.
Chop had to stop me because he know I was about to go in.
Definitely
I know you ain't about to say that shit when we just sat there and did that whole episode talking about his back in the day. Yeah, it was a low father ratio in the household, but now we seeing the 80% increase of fathers in the household. What the fuck is you talking about?
We ain't got to go too deep into it. Chop, you there? If not, we gonna keep it rolling though. All right. With that being said, bro, I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. This has been another fire episode of Blunt Talk. Preacher, go ahead and take us out, Preacher.
Who knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but approve of those who practice them. See, house niggas don't mind. I mean, the Ku Klux Klan members don't mind you lifting them and saying this they God, because they're going to disrespect the covenant of God. And they're going to train your ass to disrespect the covenant of God too. And their white asses be safe. Forever praise you. Pose on this one. That's all right. Put the Tupac tape in now. Y'all like mess me up. Put the Tupac tape in. Let it play for the last 3 minutes. So I do a little jig on you. Pump it up. Turn it up. The P. Send your tithes and your love offering. Yeah, there still will be taxes being paid. But I know you want to pay them to your Master Gilmore. But tithes enough, and you can send them to the number, to the addresses that'll be showing up in here. And God will do it himself then.
Peter, take him out. Get their ass, bro.
The devil, huh? You used to go into church and the devil, watch, come on, congregation. Come on, let's go. Come on, devil, come on over here. The devil over here, come on. You all right now? Give me your money. Give me your money. You truly
oh shit.
Why you house niggas don't get it?
Niggas can't see me. Ooh-wee.
My own mama say I'm thugged out.
Love y'all, man. See y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace. Peace.